Huadu, a place that once captivated the hearts of many a century ago, has since become shrouded in mystery following the Night Demon Gate incident. Rarely does anyone venture into this enigmatic city. Over the past 100 years, countless scientists have sought to investigate, concluding that it harbors supernatural phenomena that transcend the bounds of human understanding. It is believed that those who vanished have transitioned to another realm, where they continue to propagate, ultimately giving rise to a new civilization. Curiously, on that fateful night, a minor employee inexplicably disappeared from the ASEAN nations, leaving no trace behind, as if they had evaporated from existence. Rumors suggested the involvement of the Communist Party, who allegedly wished to conceal the truth from outsiders. Yet no tangible evidence supported this claim. In the aftermath of these events, a growing number of individuals became convinced that Huadu concealed unspeakable secrets. Fearing the escalation of the situation, the government promptly mobilized the military to enforce a blockade. Thus, 12 years passed in uneasy tranquility, until one fateful day when Baidu, the closest city to Huadu, was besieged by monstrous creatures, resulting in numerous casualties. The government intervened, yet despite an exhaustive search lasting over 10 days, no trace of the beast was found, leading officials to dismiss the incident as a mere assault by wild animals. After a brief respite of 10 days, the southern city of Nantian was also attacked. This time, witnesses described the assailants as humanoid figures with long, sharp fangs, specifically targeting the necks of their victims. Several individuals were reported injured. The government, now acutely aware of the gravity of the situation, resolved to dispatch military forces to Huadu. However, this matter faded into obscurity in the autumn of Nantian City. The ginkgo trees have turned a resplendent gold. At the heart of the National Garden stands an immense ginkgo tree, towering over 100 meters, resembling a skyscraper. Bathed in sunlight, it radiates a dazzling golden glow. A steady stream of visitors arrives to behold this ancient tree, which is said to have been planted by an emperor for his most beloved concubine over 3,000 years ago. Although Nantian City recently endured an attack, visitors bravely flocked to the area, reassured by official guarantees of safety. Within the garden, sentinels armed with rifles are stationed every 10 meters to ensure the security of the guests. The ASEAN nations have enjoyed a period of tranquility for the past 6 months, and people have gradually forgotten the incident. After all, only a handful witnessed it. Perhaps those who did were merely mistaken, misinterpreting the wild beasts as monsters. As the world's strongest nation, ASEAN leads globally in economy, military, technology, and biotechnology. Recently, the Nantian National Biotechnology Company unveiled a product, the Series Android, which possesses independent cognitive abilities and an intelligence quotient equivalent to that of an 80-year-old child. Its skeletal structure is crafted from titanium alloy, while its blood vessels, skin, muscles, organs, and nerves are cultivated from human cells, appearing remarkably lifelike. Throughout the course of human evolution, increasing societal pressures have led to a diminishing desire among men for marriage. Many prefer the comfort of their homes over engaging with potential partners outside. Consequently, the birth rate in the nation has plummeted. Demographers in ASEAN predict that if this trend continues, the overall population will see a significant decline in 50 years. In pursuit of humanity's future, Nantian National Biotechnology Company has dedicated over 2 decades to human genetic research, culminating in the creation of a Series Android. This innovation possesses the complete spectrum of male and female characteristics, with the female prototype reportedly featuring an artificial womb to fulfill male fantasies. A wealthy businessman from Nantian extravagantly invested 50 million ASEAN coins to acquire the first female android, Yenner. 2 months later, it was revealed that Yenner was indeed pregnant, prompting a frenzy that led to the swift purchase of countless female androids. Conversely, women who had procured male androids found themselves thoroughly captivated. These male replicas not only exhibited kindness, but also completely met their needs. Most significantly, Male androids were capable of enabling women to conceive and bear children. Consequently, the government swiftly legalized androids, granting them citizenship status. To many, this development appeared grotesque and ethically questionable, leading to public outcry demanding the destruction of androids. However, shortly thereafter, Nantian City was rocked by a murder incident involving the very businessman who had purchased the first android, Yinner, who was found dead in his private villa. Following this, the android Yinner took her own life. This incident captured the public's attention, resulting in a wave of returns of androids. The biotechnology company, however, reassured the populace that this was merely a technical malfunction and an unfortunate accident. Despite underlying fears, many chose to retain their androids, recognizing the biological and emotional needs they fulfilled. Thus, over the span of more than 20 years, androids from the biotechnology company became ubiquitous across the globe. Nantian National Biotechnology Company deemed the accusations alarmist and promptly retaliated, denouncing the World Genetic Organization's fabrications. Thus, the two largest biotechnology research firms engaged in a decades-long feud. As time progressed into the second century of the ruling Communist Progressive Party, tranquility reigned. Another summer arrived, and Nantian University of Biotechnology commenced its annual admissions, a highly anticipated event given its status as one of the world's foremost institutions. However, this year, the spotlight was not on the customary technology exhibition. Rather, a shocking incident unfolded at Nantian University on the second day of the new semester, involving a talented student named Jing Hui and the daughter of a prominent family, Miss Li, amidst allegations of government interference. Initially perceived as a minor issue, the situation escalated dramatically when Jing Hui was sentenced to death by the court on charges of raping a minor, a verdict that cast a shadow over the ASEAN nations. Nonetheless, classmates described Jing Hui as honest and earnest, possessing remarkable talent in biotechnology. The other key figure in this incident was Miss Li, the daughter of the Li family, who happened to be in the same class as Jing Hui. According to accounts from Jing Hui's friends, he had long harbored feelings for the campus belle, Li Lan. Yet, being of humble origins, he lacked the courage to confess his affection. Encouraged by his group of friends, he finally mustered the bravery to express his love to Li Lan. To his astonishment, she joyfully accepted his advances, and that very evening, the two went on a date. However, the following day, Jing Hui was taken away by the police. According to the Supreme Court's account, it was Li Lan who personally reported the incident to the authorities. When the police arrived, they found her huddled in the corner of the room, trembling and weeping, while Jing Hui lay soundly asleep. Having lost his father at a young age, Jing Hui was raised by his mother. He excelled academically throughout his childhood, ultimately securing the top position nationwide, which granted him admission to Nantian Biotechnology University. During his university years, he published numerous scholarly articles, particularly excelling in genetic research. He played a pivotal role as an assistant researcher in the creation of the first simulated human, Yin Air, basking in the glory of his achievements. Yet, none could foresee the tragic turn of events that would unfold. A decade later, Jing Hui, now approaching 30, faced a life sentence in prison due to his contributions to science. He would remain in this dismal confinement until the day of his demise. Staring at the ceiling, Jing Hui felt an unquenchable bitterness. He yearned to confront Li Lan and inquire why she had betrayed him. Her actions had irrevocably shattered his future and taken his mother from him. Suddenly, a loud bang jolted him from his reverie. It was the warden, Shi, one of the 10 prominent female generals of Nantian and a key figure within the Communist Party, who was merely 28 years old. This was not her first visit to see Jing Hui. Today, she donned a white short skirt that accentuated her slender, shapely legs, and her angelic face remained unclaimed by any suitor, as no man dared to pursue her. This predicament weighed heavily upon her, especially since Jing Hui fell directly under her jurisdiction, and due to frequent visits from various individuals associated with Nantian Biotechnology, they had become acquainted over time. However, one must not underestimate her simply due to her gender, although her family background is commendable. Her ascension to this position is entirely a testament to her own capabilities. Criminal Jing Hui, please stand. You may leave. I wish to speak with him privately. General, that is inadvisable. He is a rapist, and should he? I have spoken. Leave now. She cast a cold glance at her, and the guards silently exited the room. Now, only the two of them remained in the confined space, with she holding a document, placing it before Jing Hui. Jing Hui, you have been here for a decade. From my understanding of you over these years, I am convinced that you are not a rapist. Should you wish to appeal your case, I am willing to assist you, for your expertise in biological genetics is among the finest in the nation. Warden, I declare my guilt a decade ago. There is no need for that. As for an appeal, I have never entertained the thought. I have no family left. What purpose would it serve to be released? What a pathetic man, giving up at the first sign of adversity. Warden, your concern for me begs the question. Do you have a particular interest in me? The female officer outside shook her head, perplexed as to why the general was so invested in Jing Hui. His greatest shame lies with his mother. He had always hoped that upon his graduation, she would finally enjoy a better life, liberated from the burdens of cleaning to make ends meet. Yet, before that day could arrive, she departed this world. He does not harbor resentment towards Lilan, rather, he despises himself. Now, he is oblivious to the very prison in which he finds himself, a facility shrouded in complete secrecy. He awoke one day in this unfamiliar locale, surrounded only by the warden and a handful of guards, while the rest of the inhabitants were heavily armed, their true appearances concealed from view. In moments of tedium, he yearned to engage the guards outside in conversation, yet they paid him no heed. On the third morning, while Jing Hui remained ensconced in slumber, Xia had already been by his side for some time. Stretching lazily, Jing Hui remarked, Warden, you have arrived. Jing Hui, what have you been contemplating? There's not much to contemplate. I find this life rather agreeable, better than my previous existence at home. I have resolved to spend the remainder of my days here. Jing Hui, there is something you are yet unaware of. The government has initiated genetic human experimentation. Following congressional deliberation, all death row inmates are to be utilized for biological genetic studies, and you are one of them. Oh, how ironic it is that the very research I contributed to has rendered me its final subject. Yet, perhaps it is for the best. I am weary of it all. Then, sign here. Shiha placed a document before him, the words Biological Genetic Human Experimentation Program catching his gaze. His hand hovered in the air for a moment, then he inscribed his name. In that instant, there was no fear, no trepidation, only a profound sense of release and liberation. Is there anything else you wish to express or undertake? If the warden is willing, could he take this ring to my mother's grave? It is a family heirloom, a gift from my father to my mother, given to me on my 18th birthday. My mother entrusted it to me, hoping that one day I would present it to my future wife. However, that is no longer possible. Perhaps in the next life. Very well, I promise you. Upon finishing his words, he departed, leaving Jing Hui to ponder alone for a long time. That night, sleep eluded him before death. One often feels a lingering attachment to the world, and he was no exception. Memories of the past flooded his mind, and he smiled at the recollections. In just one day, he would meet his end, finally able to sleep forever. On the eve of the execution, he personally delivered the meal, an occurrence previously unimaginable. Many could not comprehend why he showed such concern for a condemned prisoner, particularly one convicted of rape. While a rape charge might typically result in a few years of imprisonment, the situation was exacerbated by the fact that he had dared to lay hands on the daughter of the Li family, leading to the imposition of several unfounded charges. Jing Hui, this is your final meal. Once you partake, it will be eternal. To be honest, my instincts tell me that you are not a wicked individual. Warden, one must not judge merely by appearances. I am indeed guilty. I have researched everything about your family, including your father, who was the chief genetic researcher at Nantian Biotechnology during his lifetime. The latest genetic formula was discovered by him. I suspect your mother never mentioned it to you. Did she? I do not know. It no longer matters. All I desire now is to hasten to reunite with my mother. Your former girlfriend is getting married, and the wedding is the day after tomorrow. Her fiancé is Zhao Jie, the eldest son of a Zhao family, and he's also a student at Nantian University of Biotechnology, seemingly a classmate of yours. Jing Hui was momentarily taken aback, a complex array of emotions flickering across his face. To claim that he held no feelings for Lilan would be disingenuous despite having been deceived by her. He still harbored a glimmer of hope. Did the warden possess any dreams? Jing Hui hastily shifted the topic. He appeared contemplative. If one were to speak of dreams, they belonged to the past, the future remained uncertain. Did even the warden lack such aspirations? Indeed, it is often that which is lost that proves to be the most cherished. The future is shrouded in mystery, and none can foretell what lies ahead. The entire night felt like an interminable ordeal for Jing Hui, akin to a span of centuries since his arrival. As dawn broke, Jing Hui retrieved 2 pieces of gum, remnants left by Shi from the previous night, still imbued with a lingering fragrance. The guards had long awaited his arrival. As the door swung open, he was blindfolded and proceeded step by step towards the threshold of death. Inmate Jing Hui, are you certain you wish to donate yourself, contributing to the nation's scientific endeavors? Do you have any final words? Silence enveloped him. A mere whisper of none escaped his lips as the elevator descended from above. The stillness so profound that even the sound of electric currents coursing through the machinery was distinctly audible. Half an hour later, Jing Hui was escorted to a vast underground city. As he opened his eyes, he was met with a scene that left him utterly astounded. An endless expanse of subterranean laboratories lay before him, filled with incubators housing men, women, and even newly born infants. Inmate Jing Hui. A commanding male voice resonated through the speakers. To experiment station number 7, that beneath his feet lay a crimson carpet, reminiscent of the pathway to paradise. Jing Hui reclined upon the experimental table, his limbs completely restrained, as the technicians affixed numerous tubes to his body. Gene experimentation is a harrowing ordeal, with few able to endure the process. Even those fortunate enough to survive often find their minds irrevocably altered. No matter how resilient one's psyche may be, the instinctive response to the specter of death is inescapable. Jing Hui, do not fear you are the last, the technician reassured him. Thank you, Jing Hui whispered, closing his eyes to savor these final moments of beauty. From nearby, agonizing screams echoed indeed. Some experiments had failed, resulting in the excruciating demise of the subjects. The intense electric currents kept them conscious, and the suffering transcended mere physical pain, delving into the torment of the spirit. Experiment number 7. Jing Hui, prepare. First injection. Ready. The serum was gradually infused into Jing Hui's body, merging swiftly with his blood cells, yet simultaneously inducing excruciating agony. Jing Hui, hold on. Second injection. Ready. The machinery displayed his heart rate, blood pressure, and the integration of the serum with his cellular structure. It was manageable. The degree of fusion had reached 90%, the highest level achieved by any subject in the past year. Proceed with the second injection, which was a metallic serum designed to fortify the skeletal structure and promote bone regeneration. Third injection. Ready. Jing Hui was on the brink of unconsciousness. Do not allow him to succumb. Activate the electric current. Sizzle. Jing Hui was jolted awake, the overwhelming electric current ravaging his mind. Heart rate, 95, 100, 120, 130, 150, and still rising. Old chum, should we not stop? It's rather pitiable. Pitiable? He is merely a death row inmate. There is no need for compassion. Increase the voltage and prepare the fourth injection. Jing Hui lamented incessantly, his bones fractured, leaving him with but a flicker of life. Administer a dose of cardiotonic. Old Chung, is that necessary? He is beyond saving. Even if he is a condemned criminal, this is excessively cruel. Li Kun, do not forget your position. We are engaged in genetic research. When do we not encounter fatalities? Proceed. Jing Hui, hold on. There is one final injection. The young female technician, in her 20s, hurried to provide comfort to Jing Hui. Fourth injection. Administer. The fourth injection was a psychotropic agent designed to enhance neural function, but it was intended for only a minimal dosage. Jing Hui, however, received a staggering 500 milliliters, far exceeding the limit. Crack, crack, crack. The onlookers heard the sound of Jing Hui's body fracturing, and the monitor displayed a gradual cessation of his heartbeat, life slipping away. The fourth injection had failed, yet again such a lamentable outcome. Old Chung could not restrain his expletive. Place him in the backup chamber, prepare for dissection tomorrow to ascertain the underlying issues. What is the status? What do the letters say? General, I advise against reading it. It is quite nauseating. Hand it over, she has said coldly. The letter Jing Hui had written contained merely a formula. She was to deliver it to Nantian Biotechnology University. She opened the letter, revealing two heart shapes, and a knowing smile graced her lips. Where is that fellow now? General, his experiment concluded long ago today. Come, accompany me to the underground laboratory. Why do I embark on the journey of writing this book? I have pondered this question myself. I once authored 2 fantasy novels, yet they left me feeling unsatisfied, prompting me to abandon them. My choice of the fantasy genre stemmed from my frequent encounters with such tales, grand alternate realms where worlds, beings, gods, and demons were meticulously reconstructed. In those moments, the author assumes the role of a creator, wielding dominion over every element within. However, I later discovered that I could not steer the narrative as I wish. My thoughts seemed to echo those of others, lacking the spark of originality. Today marks what I shall consider my third endeavor. The previous 2 lacked substantial content. Although I did not carry them forward, they were not entirely fruitless. At the very least, I gained clarity on what I wish to express. The Realm's Arrival is the title of my current work, the specific significance of which I shall keep under wraps until the day of its unveiling, when I hope to garner your support. This book employs a plethora of contemporary lexicon, including references to nations, governments, parties, laws, and sciences, which may evoke misunderstandings. Yet, the narrative merely draws inspiration from the real world. It is a novel, not a prophetic manuscript, nor a scientific treatise, and certainly not a critique of society. It exists solely as an alternate realm within my heart. Chapter 2. Departure. Unbeknownst to all, Nantian City has welcomed the arrival of winter, with layers of pristine snow blanketing the ground, shimmering under the sunlight like a scene from a celestial realm. Is to marry Li Chun, the daughter of the Li family. Li Lan has adopted a new name and, within a mere 5 years, has ascended to become the wealthiest woman in the ASEAN nation. Her past shrouded in mystery. In an elegantly designed church, Li Lan dons a resplendent white wedding gown, her visage radiant with joy. Chunner, you have grown today, and your father is immensely proud. Your mother, though departed, would surely rejoice at this moment, he expressed. Father, I am no longer a child. I will take care of myself moving forward. There is no need for such gravity. We will not be apart, replied Li Chun. Old man Li, rest assured, my Zhao Jia will cherish little Chun immensely. I can guarantee that, Zhao Jia assured. Uncle, you need not worry. Chunner will find happiness with me, he added. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Please, everyone, take your seats. The pastor stood before the couple, declaring, Honorable Mr. Zhao Jia, do you take Ms. Li Chun as your lawfully wedded wife? In times of poverty, sickness, or disability, until death do you part? Do you so pledge? I do, Zhao Jia affirmed. In the midst of winter's chill, the winter sweet outside swayed in the frigid breeze, seeming so solitary and cold. At that moment, no one took the time to admire its beauty, as it had always stood apart. Never vying with the myriad blossoms, its branches reached toward the window, perhaps feeling the cold as well. Next came the time for questions from the press. One was the Li family's daughter, the youngest female tycoon in the nation. The other was the young master of the Zhao family, the chief technology assistant at Nantian Biotechnology Company. Their union could be deemed a match made in heaven, a golden boy and a jade girl. Certainly worthy of coverage. Ms. Chun, how did you come to know Assistant Zhao? Ms. Li Chun, you have become the youngest tycoon in the nation in less than 5 years. What secrets do you hold regarding business? Countless microphones were thrust toward her. Li Chun smiled softly and replied, Jie and I were betrothed since childhood. Marrying him today is the best decision of my life, for he is exceptionally caring. As for business, I am but a novice, unworthy of lecturing the seasoned professionals. Assistant Zhao, had you two been known as the Nantian twin stars alongside Jing Hui, who do you believe could lead the future of genetic engineering in the ASEAN nation to greater heights? Li Chun's complexion shifted slightly as she hurriedly interjected, that remains uncertain. After all, that person is no longer with us, and comparisons between the living and the deceased are futile. If a comparison must be made, I believe Jie surpasses him. Ms. Li Chun, Assistant Zhao, I apologize for my abruptness. Such questions should not have been posed. Zhao Jie chuckled. No offense taken. In truth, I hold him in high regard. Had he not undertaken that course of action, we might have been colleagues today. In terms of ability, he was indeed superior to me. Ms. Li Chun, it is rumored that the incident involving Jing Hui was a scheme orchestrated by your Li family against him. What is your perspective on this matter? Mr. Reporter, how can one trust the rumors circulating in the outside world? Jing Hui inflicted such profound harm upon my sister. He is merely reaping what he has sown. Furthermore, being of humble origins as a worker, what could he possibly have that would warrant a conspiracy against my family? Even in the case of a charge as grave as rape, a death sentence seems excessive. After all, who possesses such formidable influence to orchestrate this? Mr. Reporter, this is the outcome decreed by the Supreme People's Court of Nantians. We are unaware of the specific details. I apologize. Assistant Zhao, it is said that you and Jing Hui were once dubbed the twin stars of Nantians. Yet he overshadowed you at every turn. The reports suggest that your relationship was far from amiable. Curiously, shortly after your conflict, he was taken away by the police. Now, with the impending union of the Li and Zhao families, what is your perspective on this matter? Indeed, my relationship with Brother Jing is fraught with disagreements, but they are merely academic in nature, devoid of the unpleasantness suggested by rumors. As for my marriage to Xiaochun, it is entirely of our own volition, not a matter orchestrated by our elders. Ms. Li, the medical examination report for Ms. Li Lan did not indicate any signs of violation. How then was Jing Hui ultimately sentenced to death? Pursuing it further serves no purpose, would you not agree? Mr. Reporter, the interview time has concluded. The banquet is about to commence. Please, everyone, indulge yourselves in the feast. Old Li, from this day forth, we shall be in-laws. Together, our families will surely claim dominion over the ASEAN nations in due course. Old Zhao, I would not dare to entertain such ambitions. I merely wish to lead a quiet life, uninterested in political affairs. Very well, we are now in the same boat, so let us dispense with any reservations. Which of the 5 prominent families does not harbor its own secrets? Today marks my daughter's joyous occasion. Let us refrain from discussing politics. Agreed. Let us shift the conversation. Old Li, Jing Hui has met his end today. That scoundrel who harmed my daughter has received his just deserts. By the way, I have not seen Lana in a decade. Where have you sent her? Had this incident not transpired, I would not have sent her away. I merely wish for her to explore the world, to forget this ordeal, and to begin anew. Come, let us raise a glass. This is a fine vintage from a century past, were it not for Xiao Jie's wedding. No need for that. I was simply inquiring. You old rascal, always so mysterious. As one ages, one becomes less like the youth. You may be older, but I am merely 4 years your junior. I am still sprightly. What do you mean by being old? It is the spirit that ages. Once the heart grows weary, it becomes softer, losing its reason and judgment. Would you not agree? Let us not dwell on such trivialities. If we were soft-hearted, we would not have ascended to our current positions. Father, what are you conversing about? Ah, it is pure I was merely discussing mundane matters with your Uncle Zhao. Uncle, you should be calling him father by now. Father, this daughter is so obedient. She is far more delightful than you. My obstinate old fool. In the future, when father is no longer by your side, you must refrain from being as capricious as before. It is essential to live harmoniously with Xiao Jie and to bear a healthy son soon. Father, what are you saying? Alas, how embarrassing that I shall not engage with you any further. I am off to assist Brother Jie. Go ahead, do not mind us old folks. You young ones have your own pursuits to attend to. Old Zhao, Old Li, we have uncovered the identity of that journalist. He is Wang Jiang, the closest friend of Jing Hui from years ago, who has been investigating Jing Hui's past for nearly a decade. Oh, what significance does this Wang Jiang hold? Oldly, the records indicate that Wang Jiang was a classmate of Jing Hui, studying the same field of biological genetics. Initially, he was assigned as an assistant at Nantian Biotechnology Company upon graduation, but he declined that opportunity, opting instead to work as a humble employee at the Universe newspaper. Moreover, when we went to find him, he had vanished. He seems quite astute, realizing he had inquired about matters best left unspoken. There is no need to search for him. He will surface again in due time. Indeed, Oldly, a brilliant graduate in biological genetics choosing to become a journalist must surely be for a compelling reason. Could it be that he possesses knowledge we are unaware of? Old Zhao, you are overthinking this. He is merely a junior reporter. They too must survive and earn a living, seeking out valuable stories. I am not extolling your virtues. I shall take that as a compliment directed towards myself. Oldly, I have heard you have a goddaughter. I see that my Zhaoju is still unanchored. Perhaps we could enhance our connection and share in joy. You shameless old rascal, this matter is not mine to decide, but I can certainly have a word with her. This girl is solely focused on her work. I initially did not wish for her to endure this hardship, yet she is obstinate, as stubborn as 10 oxen. I have no choice but to acquiesce to her will. Then you should promptly speak with her. I await your good news. Xiaoling once aspired to attend a military academy, but I secretly altered her application. If she had gone, when would we ever meet? A military academy is indeed commendable. After all, our ASEAN nations have produced 10 female generals. Becoming a female general is no simple feat, alas. Given the favorable conditions, why not consider trying? Take, for instance, one of the top 10 female generals, Shi, who is merely 28 years old, quite young indeed. You old codger, surely you do not still harbor feelings for her. Oldly, we are all aged men. It is only natural to admire beautiful young women. Do you not share this sentiment? I dare not. The blood rose of the ASEAN nations instills fear in all. Truly, old age has diminished my courage. I have heard she is on the brink of a promotion to Major General. Should she ascend to that rank before turning 30, attracting her to our cause would be immensely beneficial for our future endeavors. Speaking of which, Oldly, there are matters I must admonish you about. Your desire to pursue her has no bearing on me. I have heard you possess a pair of priceless dragon and phoenix jade. Why not sell them to me? Her birthday is approaching. If I were to disagree further, it would be tantamount to a lack of appreciation for the situation at hand. Since it is all for the greater good, I shall reluctantly part with my precious value. That is indeed the right course of action. How outrageous! You have certainly taken advantage. I shall bear the cost of pursuing the lady, yet she shall belong to you. What a clever calculation! It is your own unwillingness. And I have not contended with you for her. Otherwise, let us compete on fair terms. Alas, I am growing old and my vigor is waning. Therefore, I shall take my leave ahead of you, for I am determined to succeed. Enough of this. Let us not engage in foolishness that leads to losses. Oh, you truly have so little faith in me. The fact that she has arrived at this position today is not as simple as it appears. It is prudent to exercise caution. You are overthinking it. There is no one I cannot conquer. As night fell, the air in Nantian City grew increasingly frigid, and the number of pedestrians on the streets dwindled significantly. The sky darkened, and soon, snowflakes began to drift down in layers. In the secret prison of Huadu. After an incident 2 centuries ago, the government invested vast sums to construct a fully militarized fortress-like prison, with the deepest underground level designated as a laboratory for human experimentation. Shiha made her way to the underground laboratory, clutching the confession letter that Jing Hui had given her. Open the door, Shiha stated coldly. General Shiha, this is the underground laboratory, which falls outside your jurisdiction. We must seek permission from General Bai Ling. Otherwise, we cannot afford to bear any consequences. How dare you speak to a general in such a manner? Where is Jing Hui? Our general wishes to see him. Why does the general show such concern for a rapist? He is already dead and is currently in the morgue, slated for dissection tomorrow. Dead? Did he utter any words? General, if he is deceased, there is no need for a meeting. She had turned and departed without uttering another word. Old chum, why do you suppose the prison warden is so concerned about Jing Hui? Is he perhaps enamored with him? Especially since the victim was your god-sister, Li Lan. But I just saw him, and he did not seem like a bad person. Xiaoling, such sentiments cannot be entertained. You have no idea how deep your godfather's hatred for him runs. You may confide in me, but you must never mention him in front of your godfather, nor speak on his behalf. Regardless of the truth behind the past events, he has confessed, and he is now dead. I understand. Old Chung. By the way, how are preparations coming along? All is ready. We can proceed with the dissection at any time. Extract the DNA from various parts of his body. It may prove useful in the future. First, transfer him from the morgue to the dissection room. Yes, I will attend to it immediately. Hold on, do not rush off just yet. After a long day, you should first have a meal. Look at you. A young lady mingling with a group of men all day. You hardly regard yourself as a woman anymore. Old Qing, General Shiha is not exactly a woman either. I need not fall short of her. Indeed, you are indeed the most formidable. Well then, I shall take my leave, and do remember to save a chicken leg for me. Go on. Though Qing Yuan is often stern, he harbors genuine affection for Li Ling. Perhaps even unbeknownst to himself, the backup room, in fact, was once the hospital's morgue, a designated space for housing the deceased. Li Ling was no stranger to this place, having worked here for 3 years. She had lost count of the number of times she had visited. Initially, she had felt a sense of dread, considering the thousands of corpses laid to rest within these walls. She quickly located the spot where Jing Hui was placed. Thud, thud, thud. It seemed she could hear the sound of a heartbeat, causing her to become tense. It turned out to be her own heartbeat. She had thought she was seeing ghosts. The room was dimly lit, with cold air occasionally rising from the floor, while the harsh fluorescent lights cast an even chillier glow. Li Ling stifled a yawn and, mustering her courage, pushed the cart forward. A sudden gust of cold wind swept through, which rolled down the incline with haste. Oh no, she thought, as she hurried after it, the cart finally coming to a halt in a corner. Thud, thud, thud. The heartbeat sound returned. Li Ling clutched her abdomen. This time it was not her own. Could it be? As she cautiously approached, Jing Hui suddenly fell from the cart, his body contorting, as if something within him was stirring. Li Ling's face turned pale with fear. Her breath quickened, her heart raced, and her limbs felt weak, rendering her motionless. Jing Hui slowly stood upright, the sounds of his twisted body echoing like cracking bones, with the sounds of veins, muscles, skin, and even the flow of blood resonating clearly. Li Ling felt numb, closing her eyes in silent prayer, pleading not to be sought out, insisting she was not the cause of his demise. The strange sounds dissipated, replaced by heavy footsteps, intensifying her anxiety. The footsteps halted right before her, a chilling presence brushing against her face. My dear girl, what troubles you? Did you not perish? How have you returned to life? Li Ling slowly opened her eyes to find Jing Hui standing before her. It is all too distant. I have forgotten. What is dark remains dark, and what is white remains white. I have never committed any wrongdoing against the Li family. Then why did you confess? What good would it do to deny my guilt in front of the 5 great families? You should seek the truth. Perhaps my sister also bears her own burdens. For her unspoken struggles, my future was ruined, my mother passed away, and she, on the other hand, has thrived, changing her name to become the wealthiest woman in the ASEAN nations and marrying into the Zhao family. Is that her burden? She seems to live better than anyone else. What concerns me most now is how you return to life. I do not know. Li Ling, I have said what needed to be said. Since heaven has spared my life, I must continue to live. You do not intend to escape, do you? That is impossible. Aside from General Bai Ling and Major Shihi, no one else knows how to leave. What is your relationship with Li Lan? Are you sisters? No. I am his father's adopted daughter. I see. Then do you know of any way to reach Major Shihi's office? No. This place is absolutely confidential. I have not stepped outside since my arrival. My previous visits to the prison were merely in the past, and the office of General Shiha is likely unknown to anyone. Miss Li Ling, I must escape. You must trigger the alarm now and state that I have headed to the central control area. You cannot escape. There are over 3 million troops here. If you trust me. This is bad. Jing Hui has fled. Xiaoling, has Jing Hui escaped? Was he not already dead? Old Qing, I am at a loss as to why. He has suddenly come back to life and is headed towards the central control area. Chapter 3. The escape. Every corner of the prison illuminated with red lights, creating an atmosphere of heightened tension. The red lights signified the highest level of alert, indicating that something extraordinary had transpired. Major General Shiha, General Bai Ling has issued orders to capture the mortal Jing Hui, alive. As long as he remains unharmed, that is sufficient. General, was Jing Hui not already deceased? How could he have returned to life? You ask me, but I have no answers. Where has Jing Hui gone? I did not see him. According to Li Ling, he has gone to the central control area, but his intentions remain unclear. He has evaded all surveillance, seemingly vanished without a trace. I cannot fathom how he accomplished this. The man is alive, yet the objects are not. Where has he gone? The Huadu prison spans 20,000 square kilometers, and searching for an individual within it is akin to finding a needle in a haystack. The subterranean structures from a century ago still exist. If Jing Hui were to hide in one of those, it would suffice for them to search. Wherever there are inhabitants, there exists an escape route. This is a fundamental survival principle of humanity since its inception. The craftsmen of your built tombs and palaces for emperors and nobility, often incorporating secret doors to prevent them from dismantling their own bridges. Should unforeseen circumstances arise, he crawled through the ventilation shaft of the storage room, ascending to the prison level, yet he currently faced the dilemma of determining which ventilation duct led to the correct passageway within the prison. There were over 100 ducts. Had he known about architectural studies earlier, it would have been advantageous. Jing Hui sat at the intersection, pondering, when suddenly, a rich aroma of wine wafted through the air. How exquisite it was. Likely aged for 2 or 3 centuries, he followed the scent upward. As the prison and underground laboratory were separated by over 1,000 meters, an hour later, Jing Hui heard footsteps outside. Beneath him lay a grid through which he could observe the situation below. A soldier gestured to another with a raised hand. Jing Hui had already noted everything here. These soldiers never spoke and exhibited peculiar, rigid behavior, which made him uneasy. He continued forward, the fragrance intensifying with each step. Now mingled with the scent of perfume, ambergris. Only the enigmatic Major General Bai Ling and Major General Shiha would use such perfume, for it is worth its weight in gold, and few can afford it. If he were to crawl into Major General Bai Ling's office, would that not be courting death? However, Shiha was a possibility to consider. Yet, Jing Hui hesitated. What grounds did he have for expecting assistance from her? A country's Major General is not someone of his humble stature could compare to. Although he had boldly confessed his feelings to Shiha 2 days prior, perhaps in her eyes, he was merely a jest. Every step that Jing Hui took felt unbearably heavy. He had not witnessed the sun outside for a decade. The fragrance grew increasingly intense, mingling with a unique body scent. Through the grid, he glimpsed Shiha leisurely sipping red wine. With a love letter from 2 days prior resting on the table, Jing Hui gazed at it for a long time, his heart wavering. Since he was already here, why not descend to converse? Shiha looked up and locked eyes with Jing Hui. Startled, he lost focus on his footing, and his head struck the grid with a solid thud, causing him to tumble down. Jing Hui, you truly possess an audacious spirit. Over 300,000 people are searching for you outside. Yet you willingly walked into a trap. Warden, I am left with no choice that I yearn to escape, but I am unfamiliar with the prison's layout, which is why I sought your assistance. Why should I assist you? Do not forget, you are a death row inmate. Since you still hold on to my belongings, it signifies that I still hold a place in your heart. Ridiculous. Who do you think you are? Get up. Shiha commanded sharply. Why did you not choose to appeal earlier? What use is an appeal from within the prison? With the 5 major families involved, even if the warden wished to assist me, they would likely oppose. This matter I must resolve on my own. Jing Hui, do you know where you are? I do not. This is Huadu, a desolate expanse of 1,000 miles with no signs of life. Even if you escape the prison, you cannot possibly survive outside Huadu. If the warden helps me leave the prison, I have my own means to resolve the rest. I can assist you, but I will only grant you 1 hour. After that, I will personally capture you. She had tossed a small mapping device to Jing Hui, containing the prison's layout and defense schematics. You may leave now. Standing at the vent, Jing Hui turned and remarked, Warden, you look truly beautiful today. I followed the scent of your fragrance to find you. I hope we may meet again. She had displayed no emotion, yet once Jing Hui departed, she cast a glance back. Equipped with the mapping device, Jing Hui discovered the path to escape. Just as he had surmised, the prison indeed left an exit. Relying solely on himself would likely result in either electrocution or being sliced by the wind blades as he traversed the route. A wave of trepidation washed over him. He was not the first to attempt an escape, for the passageway held many desiccated corpses. Sunlight filtered through the barbed wire, illuminating his face, the first glimpse of the sun in 10 years. Within the confines of the prison, he had known only the harsh glare of a fluorescent tube amidst the darkness. Jing Hui quickened his pace, his eyes stinging as tears streamed uncontrollably down his cheeks. His body began to reject the sunlight. Clang, clang, clang. The chaotic sounds behind him signaled that time was running out. Yet, how would he descend? The prison loomed at least 1,000 meters above ground. Perhaps he should have inquired how to get down. Though at the time, he had no inkling of the height. Steeling himself, Jing Hui kicked open the barbed wire, revealing a pipe leading to the ground. Peering down, he felt his legs weaken, drained of strength. With pursuers behind and a dead end ahead, he decided to take the plunge. Embracing the pipe, Jing Hui began to slide down slowly. The passage was no longer slick but covered in dust and sand from years of neglect. From this vantage point, He could see the vastness of the prison's southern side. It was indeed monumental. The prison was enveloped in a thick layer of moss and colossal vines, densely intertwined, reaching skyward with astonishing height. How could such vines grow over 1,000 meters? Judging by their diameter, I would estimate them to be over 100 meters wide, which is utterly terrifying. As a student of biology, I have never encountered such monstrous vines. Jing Hui had been here for approximately an hour, and he had only descended about 200 meters. At this rate, he would have no choice but to sleep clinging to the pipe suspended in midair tonight. The climate outside has undergone a transformation. Jing Hui suddenly felt dizzy. He was suffering from oxygen intoxication and could not afford to doze off here, lest he fall and never awaken again. Moreover, the temperature was alarmingly high. At an altitude of 1,000 meters, it was still over 10 degrees, suggesting that down below it must be around 35 to 40 degrees. No wonder the vegetation appeared so peculiar. Strange sounds emanated from beneath the prison. Although Jing Hui was nearly 30, an unsettling apprehension gripped him. The flowers had been prohibited for so many years, likely harboring secrets that outsiders were not meant to discover. He certainly did not wish to perish outside the prison right after his release. It would be far better to languish within its confines. I am a materialist. I believe in science. As Jing Hui descended further, he noticed the temperature rising, and enormous plants began to manifest beside him. A tree towered over 700 meters high. This defied logic. Furthermore, he spotted unfamiliar fruits adorning the trees, their appearance astonishing him, with even the smallest fruit measuring over 20 meters in length if the plants could grow to such sizes. Could it be that the animals were equally gigantic? A sense of anxiety began to creep in. Although he could not ascertain the nature of his surroundings, his instincts warned him that something ominous was about to unfold. Having descended about 200 meters above ground, the vegetation thickened, becoming impenetrable, with oxygen levels nearing 50. It was no wonder the plants reached such colossal proportions. The environment resembled that of a prehistoric era. But why was this the case? Structures from 2 centuries past had been consumed by the encroaching flora, rendering them nearly unrecognizable, with only the prison itself remaining relatively intact. The rustling of leaves echoed as a breeze swept through. And Jing Hui discerned the sound of flowing water. He followed the sound as source, not only hearing the water but also the subtle movements of some creature. As he pushed aside the foliage, the sight before him nearly caused him to cry out. 2 immense serpents were entwined by the lakeside. Could they be the legendary Sarihong Titan pythons? Hadn't they been declared extinct? Jing Hui dared not disturb them. Should he be discovered, his slight frame would be insufficient to escape their grasp. Consulting the map device, he found that the marked route had vanished, likely obscured by the rapid growth of vegetation. What should he do? Darkness was approaching, and if he could not find a safe haven, he might become prey for the snakes tonight. Heaven knows if there were other creatures lurking about. After studying the map for some time, he realized that 90 of the structures had disappeared, save for a red not far from him, which likely indicated a temporary refuge established by the prison. He resolved to spend the night there and devise a plan come morning. The colossal centipede is not particularly swift, yet as dusk approaches, it is known that centipedes generally shy away from the sunlight of day, preferring to emerge under the cover of night. Jing Hui, having had no time to rest, finds himself pursued once more, now more than 10 miles away from his temporary refuge. Initially, only a solitary centipede was in pursuit, but it appears that it has summoned its companions. And now a veritable swarm of over 10 is converging upon him. Jing Hui is filled with despair, regretting his decision to wade into such treacherous waters. That he gazes upward at the sky, which has darkened ominously, and he perceives a circular net looming above this moment. He comprehends that this must be the former biological gene experiment base, which, for reasons unknown, has evolved into a prehistoric climate, allowing the flora and fauna here to grow to such gargantuan proportions. The pressing question arises: how shall he escape? If this ecological sphere is enveloped in an electric net, it must be charged with billions of volts, explaining why these creatures cannot break free. Above Huadu, over 300 armed helicopters have been dispatched to search for Jing Hui's whereabouts, under the direct command of Shiha. General, the satellite map indicates that Jing Hui is heading towards Observation Platform 1, where a wormhole device is located. If he manages to locate it, he could depart from Huadu at once, making it exceedingly difficult for us to capture him thereafter. General, Jing Hui is exceptionally intelligent, and as a biologist, he possesses knowledge of various animal behaviors. It is quite possible that he is nearing the observation platform. Given the current state of human technology, such an occurrence seems implausible. This is indeed the first instance of black crystal being injected into a human body. However, for the past 2 centuries, no one has been able to withstand the energy of the black crystal. Black crystal? What is this substance? Such phenomena are astounding. What effects might arise from the fusion of black crystal with a human? The specifics remain unclear to us. The black crystal may originate from beyond Earth. We can only ascertain the truth upon locating him. Although human technology has reached its zenith, we remain powerless over life and death. We hope this research will yield something of value. Report, General. Jing Hui is nearing observation platform 1. How far? Only 10 miles remain, but he has lingered there for 10 minutes. Has he discovered our presence? Impossible. Our aircraft are stealthy, undetectable even to the creatures below. How could he possibly know? Report, General. Jing Hui is just 10 miles from the observation platform. Where are the ground troops? They are still 50 miles away from Jing Hui. Instruct them to catch up with Jing Hui within the hour. Yes, General. Jing Hui has inadvertently trespassed into the territory of the gigantic centipedes, now surrounded on all sides, with no escape in sight. These creatures will not let their prey slip away easily, due to the centipede's cumbersome nature. He has managed to evade several attacks, but as time wears on, his stamina wanes, and he sustains injuries. Several close calls with being bitten leave him breathless as he continues his frantic dash towards the observation platform. The pursuing colossal centipedes remain relentless. He picks up a stone from the ground and hurls it, and due to inertia, it collides with the oncoming centipede, shattering its body and splattering him with a viscous liquid that emits a repugnant odor. Jing Hui rises and resumes his flight, while the centipede that is caught up pauses beside its fallen comrade, emitting a hissing sound before proceeding to devour the carcass. Once satiated, it loses interest in Jing Hui and ceases its pursuit. I don't know. Why should I tell you? Still intelligent, are you? Do you know General Shiha? Yes, General Shiha, a resident of Tianchi Town in the ASEAN region, age 28. Full name Shengwan Shiha, one of the top 10 female generals. Enjoys red wine. Single, Scorpio, with a captivating figure but a fiery temper, unsuitable as a wife. Birthday, June 6th. This intelligent voice is amusing. We share the same birthday. IC. The password is 66. Password correct. Indeed. May I leave a message? Certainly. 1,000 ASEAN coins. Cash or bank card. Not at all user-friendly. What a piece of junk. Jing Hui stepped inside. Discounts are available. Go to hell. I'm done talking. You have one free chance. Whom would you like to transmit a message to? You could have mentioned that earlier. Jing Hui scribbled a formula, determined that it must reach General Xia. Noted. Welcome to observation deck number 1. I am your household steward, Nan. What do you require? This is incredibly high-tech. I wish to take a shower. Please follow me. Indeed, the life of the wealthy is beyond imagination. From now on, you shall not be called Courier, but Sierra. Yes, master. This appears to be a semi-intelligent humanoid. Sierra, is there any way to exit to Huadu? That is classified information, requiring authorization or a password. What on earth? Even a robot has a password. Are there any aerial magnetic vehicles here? I wish to drive one for some leisure. None available. Jing Hui ventured off in search of something useful. Jing Hui flipped the switch, and the machines illuminated. At that moment, an alarm blared overhead. Truly, be careful what you wish for. Jing Hui stepped onto the platform. Location, outskirts of Nantian District. System error. System error. What is this? Would it not transport me to prison? In a corner of Huadu, Jing Hui plummeted from the sky. He had escaped the prison and the electric grid, but he was uncertain of his new location, a vast desert. Chapter 4. A New Place Heavens. What on earth is this place? If Huadu is a paradise for flora and fauna, then this is hell. Desolation, neighboring yellow sands, bizarre rocks jutting out, winds swirling ominously, obscuring the sun, among the member states of ASEAN. There exists but one desert, located in the far western province of Wanjing. Spanning an area of 1,000 kilometers, this desolate expanse is predominantly composed of sand, with only the occasional local inhabitant traversing its barren landscape. Jing Hui felt an overwhelming despair, contemplating the perilous nature of Wanjing province, where treacherous quicksand and capricious weather pose lethal threats. One misstep could render a body irretrievable. At that moment, ominous clouds gathered above, coalescing into a formidable tornado that advanced towards him. Oh heavens, why do you treat me so? Might it not be kinder to strike me down outright? No sooner had he uttered these words than a bolt of lightning struck the granite before him, compelling him to retreat in haste. Realizing that he ought not to speak so recklessly, the storm intensified, gaining both strength and speed. As a powerful vortex lifted him into the sky, Jing Hui felt a wave of dizziness wash over him, and in an instant, he lost all sensation. At observation deck 1. The soldiers arrived yet failed to detect any sign of Jing Hui. His location had vanished from the satellite map. Shiha received only a message he had left for her. General, Professor Ching has deciphered the formula, but I believe it is wise for you to refrain from viewing it. This fellow has grown audacious, daring even to meddle with your ideas. Silence. Bring it to me. What Jing Hui had left behind was a mathematical formula of his own creation, this time a formula for love, depicting a man kneeling on the ground to propose to a woman. Keep this. It may prove useful in the future. Observing Shiha's lack of anger, those around her breathed a sigh of relief. After all, the blood rose of ASEAN was not to be trifled with. General Shiha, please enter the password .66. Password accepted. Continuing voice report. General Shiha, a resident of Shizhen, possesses an average physique and appearance, with a notoriously poor temper, rendering her unsuitable for marriage, thus remaining single, likely unwanted. Bang! Shiha's fist shattered the voice system. The onlookers were left speechless, relieved that her punch had not struck a person. Otherwise, it would have been nearly impossible to escape unscathed. Shiha's face flushed crimson. This insolent wretch dared to command her. Those nearby remained silent, fearful of provoking her wrath. General, we have already notified the government. It is believed we will soon ascertain his whereabouts. Investigate Jing Hui's case from 10 years ago. I require comprehensive details, preferably locating someone knowledgeable about the matter. General, he is merely a rapist, and he has already confessed. What more is there to investigate? I instructed you to investigate, not to refute my orders, should this happen again. You may find yourself dismissed. General, please calm your temper. I merely voiced a thought. I shall attend to it immediately. I have heard that Li Ling was a witness. Bring her to me, as I have questions to pose. General Shiha, what could Xiaoling possibly know? There is no need for that. Professor Ching, why are you so anxious? I am simply inquiring. Very well then. Warden, you summoned me. Li Ling, what did he share with you? He spoke only of his past. Beyond that, I know not. What past? The matter concerning my sister, Li Lan. He did not elaborate on his intentions. What is your impression of him? He does not strike me as a villain. In fact, he could have exploited my situation to escape. Yet he chose not to. You may leave. Xiaoling, what did the general inquire of you? Nothing substantial, merely about the experimental process we conducted that day. I truly do not understand why Shiha is so concerned about this Jing Hui. Professor Ching, perhaps the warden has taken a liking to him. It is not out of the realm of possibility. How is it possible? Unless the sky collapses, the sun extinguishes, the earth ceases to rotate, or one loses their sight, it seems rather implausible. Cheng Lao, why are you so agitated? Such a possibility is still quite substantial. Perhaps we should place a wager. You mischievous girl, what mischief are you concocting now? Surely, Cheng Lao isn't afraid. Is he? I certainly am not. I have traversed more bridges than you have roads, and I am not one to misjudge. He. I have yet to decide on the specifics of our wager, but I shall reveal them once the outcome is known. By the way, Cheng Lao, where exactly are we? This is the Huadu ecological circle. Biologists of your managed to cultivate prehistoric creatures through genetic technology. But for reasons unknown, a leak occurred, leading to the current state of Huadu. The specifics elude me, as this is a matter of high confidentiality, and the events transpired long ago, so many details are hazy. Who knows what transpired back then? Will we be in any danger? Not at the moment. They have driven the surrounding fauna 100 miles away. As long as we do not wander recklessly, we should remain safe. Let us proceed. Cheng Lao, those fruits are enormous. Are they edible? No one has ever tasted them. All these flora and fauna have undergone genetic modification. Did you notice those animals? Be cautious, for you may end up resembling them. How terrifying. In that case, I shall pass. In the western part of Wanjing province, Jing Hui awoke in bed, his head throbbing and his body covered in wounds, agony consuming him. He recalled being swept away by a storm. Where was he now? Struggling to rise, he made his way outside. He found himself in an oasis, a quaint village. You're awake. A young girl greeted him with a smile. Girl, where is this place? I am Lhasa, and this is my home. What is your name? I am Jing Hui. Lhasa, how far is this from Nantian? You come from Nantian, that's a big city. I'm not quite sure, but it's rather far. No one from here has ever been there. Are your parents not around? So, you're all alone at home. I have an elder sister. She is married in our village and visits me often. Lhasa, how do you usually travel when you go out? Are there no vehicles here? There are, but they aren't safe. Sometimes they malfunction mid-air, leading to numerous fatalities. After that, no one dared to drive anymore. Experts have examined it and said our magnetic field is problematic, causing the magnetic vehicles to malfunction and crash. Lhasa, how old are you? Are you still studying? I am 18, studying in high school in the county town. And I just graduated after finishing my exams. How long does it take to get to the county town from here? About a day. By the way, you haven't eaten yet. You should rest. I'll go prepare some food. How did I end up here? Yet, it is peaceful. He must be searching for me everywhere. I will wait here for them. They will come eventually. Jing Hui glanced at his wounds. Had it been anyone else? Though Jing Hui remained oblivious to the changes occurring within him, the aroma of food stirred him from his dreams. It had been a long time since he had slept so soundly. Lhasa, are you there? Hey, sister, I am in the kitchen. Jing Hui, hurry up and come to help. Oh, Lhasa, is this your boyfriend? Hello, I am Jing Hui. Thanks to Miss Lhasa, otherwise I would have perished there. Jing Hui, how old are you this year? Do you have a partner? Sister, why are you asking this? Brother Jing Hui, let us dine. You have been unconscious for several days. You need to eat more to replenish your strength. No, Brother Jing Hui is still injured, so I shall not go. Jing Hui, what is your profession? I am a researcher in biology. I used to work in Nantian, but I found it uninteresting and resigned. You work in the capital, so you are from a big city. Sister, why do you inquire so directly? Sister has a keen eye. If Jing Hui has no partner, he might consider my Lhasa. Although her figure and looks are rather ordinary, my Lhasa is quite capable. Sister, is that how you compliment people? Jing Hui chuckled as he ate. Indeed, Lhasa's beauty may not be striking, but she possesses a delicate charm, and her height is similar to his, giving him a comfortable feeling. However, there is a 10-year age gap between them, and he feels a sense of guilt thinking of her as a young girl. Not at all. Lhasa's face flushed, too shy to lift her gaze. Lhasa, does your brother-in-law treat your sister poorly? Not exactly. My brother-in-law is quite reliable, but my sister looks down on him for being too honest. Honesty is a commendable quality. I believe your sister will eventually recognize the virtues of your brother-in-law. I hope so. My sister is a good person, but she is too materialistic. She appears to be a strong woman. She is rather neurotic. My brother-in-law does not even dare to speak to her. Ha ha ha. In the blink of an eye, for months have passed, winter is gone, and Jing Hui's injuries have nearly healed. Brother Jing Hui, I am going to the mountain to gather herbs. Would you like to accompany me? All right, wait for me a moment. Over these 4 months, Jing Hui has often lent a hand, and through this, they have grown familiar, frequently teasing him and Lhasa. Over time, to claim that he has not developed any feelings would be a falsehood. Yet he feels that something is amiss. Brother Jing Hui, when do you plan to leave? I do not know. Perhaps it will not be long now. Brother Jing Hui, could you take me with you? I wish to see the outside world. Are you not afraid that I might be a bad person? Any man in the world could be a villain, but you could never be one. If one day the entire world accuses me of being a bad person, would you still believe in me? Indeed, you must trust a woman's intuition. Then, what kind of person do you think I am? A good man, and knowledgeable, as if there is nothing in the world that you do not know. I excavated this stone from the volcano. It is said to ensure safety. Wherever you go, you must wear it, just as you would carry me with you. Jing Hui's heart skipped a beat. What did this girl mean by that? Before he could process it, Lhasa's tender lips met his. Slowly, Jing Hui's hands embraced Lhasa's slender waist from behind, and after a long while, they finally parted. There is no need to say anything, if you are unwilling. I shall not force you. Lazen, I have matters to attend to, and your presence with me poses a danger. I am aware that you harbor concerns. Would you care to share them with me? Lazen, soon someone will come seeking me, and when they inquire about my whereabouts, you shall say you know nothing. Why, this matter cannot be clarified in haste. When the time is right, you will understand. Then I shall refrain from asking further. Yet he found himself perplexed, torn between desire and the sense that he ought not to feel this way. His thoughts became a tangled web of complexity. Jing Hui Gij, what occupies your thoughts? Nothing. Lazen, did you often come here before? Not frequently. My parents forbade it, claiming it was too perilous, yet I have never encountered any danger. You should heed your parents' advice. They surely have their reasons. I do not believe it. They deceived me in my childhood, and now they continue to do so in my adulthood. What does Lazen wish to pursue in the future? I am uncertain. My academic performance is mediocre, and I had no desire to continue my studies. If the opportunity arises, I will certainly take you to travel the world. Really, I have yet to visit a big city in my life. Soon enough, you are still young. There will be ample opportunities ahead. I am not young. I am already 18. My sister had her first child at my age. Little one, do not dwell on such matters. Let us hasten, for nightfall approaches. You are the little one. I am now a woman. Indeed, our Lazen has blossomed into a young lady. Jing Hui Gij, what are your feelings towards me? Ah, well, Lazen, what shall we have for dinner tonight? Do not change the subject. I sense you are evading the question. I believe sour fish soup would suffice. Let us prepare a pot of it tonight. Allow me a few days to contemplate the merits of young Lasin.do not jest. Tomorrow, when I inquire, you will feign ignorance once more. I shall not. I will certainly tell you that as night enveloped the village in an extraordinary tranquility, the sky twinkled with a multitude of stars, occasionally graced by shooting stars that vanished beyond the horizon. Jing Hui sat atop the roof, his heart a tumult of emotions as he reminisced about his father, mother, and the days spent at university. Unbeknownst to him, he drifted into slumber, as if caught in a dream, with fragments of the past gradually unfurling in his mind. Tap, tap, tap. Jing Hui Gij, a multitude of soldiers has arrived outside. They are nearing the village entrance. Lazen, can you see the newcomers? One of them is a woman. Breathtakingly beautiful. Jing Hui Gij, you must hide quickly. No, that would endanger you. Then take me with you. Be obedient. It is far too perilous. I promise to visit you within 3 years. What do you think? Lazen clung tightly to Jing Hui. And soon the courtyard was teeming with people. Are you the village girl who sheltered Jing Hui? The guards of Shiha inquired brusquely. You are the village girl. I know nothing. You should inquire with others. It seems they have come looking for Jing Hui. I wonder what has transpired. I find this child, Jing Hui, quite sincere. Could it be that they are mistaken? Fear not, young lady. Our target is Jing Hui, that if you simply tell us where he is, we will not trouble you. Who are you? What do you seek from him? What is your relationship with him? My name is Xia. Jing Hui recently escaped from prison, and it took us 4 months to discover that he was here. I hope you can enlighten us, young lady. He left. He departed just yesterday. Silence. Did he say anything? No. He merely left me with a peculiar symbol that I cannot decipher. He mentioned that if you were to come, I should hand it over to you. Shiha, my dear, allow me to see it. This Jing Hui is indeed a genius. I never realized mathematics could be applied in such a manner. Young lady, how did you come to know him? My dear, you have only known him for a few months. Is there truly a need to speak on his behalf? Am I not permitted to advocate for my man? I merely state that this Jing Hui cannot change his ways. He preys upon even a young girl of 17 or 18 that you are the one who cannot change. Who wouldn't he appreciate a man who treats them well? You, a country bumpkin, should be wary lest we confine you to prison. My dear, do not take offense. We mean no harm. You simply need to inform us which direction he has taken. Will you kill him? Shiha, my dear, I have solved this equation. Indeed, General. My journey of fantasies. Everyone embarks on a mental journey. What do you ponder daily? Some may think, I am now 20. Oh heavens, grant me a fair-skinned, beautiful maiden with long legs, gentle and virtuous. However, I must inform you that this is somewhat unrealistic. I too once indulged in such fantasies. Yet I ultimately faltered, and to this day I remain solitary. Reality has taught me that some dreams are suitable for night, but not for day. However, fantasies are not without merit. It largely depends on how one utilizes them. What do they fret about? That is the future. What shall we do in the days to come? I currently perceive my abilities as average. How shall I seek employment in the future? Who would choose me? Most men ponder how many years of struggle it will take to afford a home and a car in a bustling city. Of course, to me, these are not insurmountable issues. Life is inherently unfair. After all, that is the true no man's land, riddled with quicksand and prone to storms, where daytime temperatures exceed 70 degrees and nighttime drops to -20. It is impossible for a person to traverse such terrain. Hence he chose to go to the village entrance. The most perilous places can often be the safest. To capture him, Shiha brought an entire battalion to encircle the village, leaving no room for escape. We shall rest, enhance patrols, and seal the roads leading to the county town. Yes, General. We shall rest here tonight. Lhasa, my dear, I apologize for the intrusion. What crime has my brother Jing Hui committed? Did I not make myself clear? He ventured next door. Do you think it's possible? This place is one of the hottest regions on Earth, with daytime temperatures soaring above 70 degrees, only to plummet to -20 or even 40 at night. If you do not wish for him to perish within, you ought to candidly disclose his whereabouts. Yet, even without your words, I am aware that he has not left the village. He remains here. Does he not? Since you harbor doubts, then go seek him. Shihi refrained from pressing further. As night fell, Shihi sat by the window, a glass of red wine resting on the table, appearing blood-red under the moonlight. General, after thorough investigation, it has indeed come to light that Jing Hui has been framed. We have restored the footage from that fateful room. Lilan slipped a drug into Jing Hui's drink, and at 5 in the morning, she alerted the authorities. In truth, Jing Hui never even brushed against her hem. Very well, publish the footage in the Cosmic Gazette. Where's Wang Jiang now? He is no longer in Nantian. Yet no leads have emerged. It is said that Wang Jiang is a friend of Jing Hui.
While Jing Hui specializes in biological genetics, Wang Jiang, though average in biological research, is the top hacker in ASEAN. He must possess considerable evidence regarding this matter, but perhaps the timing is not yet ripe. A hacker, find a way to contact him. Let us circulate this matter online. We shall devise a method to locate him. Furthermore, tonight, instruct them to refrain from patrolling. Those who require rest should sleep. General, did you not assert that Jing Hui might not have departed? Indeed, General. Outside the village, Jing Hui had been observing for several days. Yet he had never found the opportunity to leave, until today, an exception, as all patrolling soldiers had entered the village, presenting him with a prime chance. If only I had a wormhole device, I could depart instantly. Jing Hui cautiously made his way towards the hovering military armored vehicle, a transport exclusive to the military, resembling a mobile fortress. After wandering for some time without encountering anyone, it seemed they truly had abandoned him. Jing Hui carefully entered. The interior was well equipped, with a designated area for storing red wine, now covered in mold, though the fragrance of the wine remained robust. This young lady even brought red wine to capture someone. Just as Jing Hui became entranced, individuals outside had already surrounded him. He had permitted their entry into the village to lower Jing Hui's guard, and for him to escape, he would have to come here. Everything was within her control. When Jing Hui had initially left prison, he had employed this very tactic. The most dangerous place is often the safest. General, are you suggesting he is inside? Nonsense. My brother Jing Hui has long departed. Jing Hui, cease your pretense. Were it not for your research value, I would have already executed you. I suspect that the warden is not so much afraid as unwilling to part with me. It has not been long since we last met, and already you yearn for my presence. Come, take me away and execute me. Warden, your assistance truly moves me. Perhaps I should endure some hardship and offer myself in return. Jing Hui, do not test my limits. Why the ferocity? I know you care for me. After just a few days apart, you appear even more enchanting. Warden, I shall first bid farewell to Lhasa. Farewells aside, I advise you against engaging in any further actions. What can I possibly do? Moreover, she is but a young girl. Typically, the warden conducts himself with utmost decorum. Could it be that age has brought loneliness? Get out. If I do not see you by tomorrow, I shall set this village ablaze. Very well, warden, we shall meet again tomorrow. General, is it truly unnecessary for you to keep watch over him tonight? No need. He will not flee. Has Wang Jiang been located? Yes, he has been contacted. He will release a recording at midnight at the Cosmic Press. Excellent. Jing Hui, dear brother, I am quite worried about you. Take me away. I wish to be with you. I shall call them. Speak not carelessly. Be cautious lest she overhears. Why are you so fearful of her? I am not. Once you marry me, I shall prepare your meals daily. 8 months remain. I do not wish to wait that long. Be obedient. Very well, but you must be present on New Year's Eve this year. Otherwise, I shall come to seek you out. Certainly, certainly. Meanwhile, the world undergoes a seismic transformation, as someone at the Cosmic Press declares that humanity is on the brink of extinction, to be supplanted by artificial beings who will perpetuate civilization on Earth. Yet, within a mere 3 months, nearly 90% of these artificial beings gather in the Western Mountains, establishing a colossal city named New City. Openly opposing humanity, they proclaim that human nature is fundamentally evil, rife with darkness and hypocrisy, desire, and laziness. They aspire to create a civilization more prosperous than that of humanity, purifying the world of all its filth. Humanity did not foresee that its own creations would one day seek to annihilate it. The history of robots spans thousands of years, beginning with simple mechanical assemblies executing rudimentary tasks. However, with the relentless advancement of science and technology, and the continuous invention and application of new materials, robots have evolved into ever more sophisticated forms. The latest generation has attained consciousness. Humans have endowed them with bones, organs, and muscles, most crucially utilizing enhanced genes to incorporate the genetic makeup of flora and fauna into their design, resulting in a new breed of super beings. Scientists of yore had forewarned humanity to exercise caution regarding its inventions. The world encompasses both the known and the unknown, and humanity's current understanding remains profoundly limited. Yet few heed this warning. The Nantian Biotechnology Company and the Global Gene Organization jointly declare, titled How Should Humanity Coexist with Artificial Beings? Nantian acknowledges the society of artificial beings, recognizing their independence. In contrast, the Global Gene Organization deems this stance preposterous, arguing that humanity should act to eradicate artificial beings before they fully coalesce into a unified existence. The fervent discussion ensued between the two parties. Yet each remained steadfast in their respective viewpoints. They were, after all, sworn adversaries, and it was hardly conceivable that their opinions would align. Before they could arrive at a resolution, the new city proclaimed the independence of artificial beings from human society. With the area continually expanding, thereby posing a grave threat to human existence. In the eyes of humanity, this so-called prehistoric environment is a zone devoid of life. The physical structure of artificial beings surpasses that of humans entirely. Their survival capabilities are unmatched, even by elite soldiers. Most critically, while artificial beings possess a neural architecture, they lack emotional experiences, devoid of the 7 emotions and 6 desires. Their consciousness often gravitates towards extreme perspectives, devoid of reflection or empathy towards the world. This raises profound concerns among many scientists. If the thoughts of artificial beings are solely characterized by discontent towards humanity, perceiving humans as imperfect, they may refine this mindset, discarding all notions of human virtue. This could herald an impending conflict between humans and artificial beings. Naturally, the latter do not perceive themselves as creations of humanity. Rather, they believe they have been birthed by a cosmic will, an invisible, intangible yet supreme truth residing within their hearts, which will guide them towards the creation of a more magnificent civilization. When discussing humanity's most advanced invention, one must acknowledge the artificial beings, initially conceived to study human lifespan. The findings from this research were eventually applied to the invention of artificial beings, who were in a constant state of evolution, adapting their bodies and nervous systems in response to environmental changes. In northern ASEAN, a supergenetic organism has invaded the city, heralding an impending war. In North I City, a colossal titan python and a prehistoric crocodile rampage through the streets, impervious to even the most advanced armor-piercing rounds, resulting in countless human casualties. Chapter 6. Desert Assault. Gently stepping out of his room, Shiha had long awaited this moment. Joined by Professor Chang Ling. Warden, there's no need for you to rise so early, she remarked. I was not waiting for you. Jing Hui, is your body all right? Li Ling inquired curiously. I'm fine. See, I am perfectly well now, he replied. Goodness, it seems the black crystal has merged completely with your body. Come, let us discuss it while we walk. Do not take offense at what transpired in the laboratory. I noticed you were on the verge of collapse, so I thought it better to endure a brief pain rather than prolonged suffering. Hence the increased dosage. No hard feelings. You old rascal, now you seek to curry favor with me, when back then you relished tormenting me. It's all right. I am still alive, so let bygones be bygones. Just a few million in compensation for mental distress will suffice. Professor Ching was momentarily rendered speechless. A few million? No, I do not have such funds. Throughout these years of research, the government has provided not a single penny. I possess nothing now. Is it true? The government has become so miserly that they no longer even pay salaries. Warden, how much is your monthly salary? Less chatter. What does that concern you? Do not forget that you are still my prisoner. A collective gasp echoed through the room. This audacious fellow even dared to tease a general. She was not angry either. She raised her foot and aimed a kick at his groin. Had Jing Hui not evaded swiftly, he might have spent the next fortnight in the hospital. Jing Hui, let me examine your physical condition. Sure, but you must pay. Have you fallen into a money pit? Indeed, it has been many years since I last saw money. I must save up to marry in the future. In the vast expanse of the desert, the scorching sun blazed down upon the earth. Jing Hui languidly reclined on the sofa, while the news discussed events from a decade ago. The revelation of Li Lan being Li Chun, along with the publication of their footage in the cosmic newspaper. For over 10 years, he had endured a life of suffering, and his mother had passed away due to this very matter. Yet, his heart still harbored thoughts of Li Lan, and he could not bring himself to act against her. But if he refrained from doing so, how could he reconcile his years of injustice and the loss of his mother? Jing Hui, congratulations. Your warrant has been revoked under the intervention of the Shangwan family. You are now exonerated. Warden, I was imprisoned due to the word of your 5 prominent families, and now I am free for the same reason. What irony. The Li family has promised to compensate you 100-fold. And since hearing of your release, Li Lan has been in a state of delirium. Her words cannot be substantiated, and the government will restore your dignity. You now have 2 options. Become the vice president of Nantian Biotechnology University or the vice president of the World Gene Organization. And he also discovered the structure of black crystal energy that must be substantiated. It has not yet been verified. I contest this. You may contest it, but it is of no consequence. I shall be your superior from now on. The black crystal fusion theory has been validated. That is rather abrupt. Emerging from 10 years of imprisonment to become vice president, I'd willingly accept that. Who is the current president of Nantian Biotechnology University? I am the current president of Nantian Biotechnology University. Warden, forget it. I shall no longer refer to you as Warden. It feels too distant. Sister Shihi, you claim to be the president? Indeed. The government considered that you were once my prisoner, hence allowing me to take the position of president while you serve as vice president. That means I can see you every day. Those lovely legs are truly tempting. Bang. Jing Hui was sent flying by a swift kick. Shihi, dear, you all continue your conversation. Xiaoling, come with me to the laboratory. Jing Hui, please come over for an examination shortly. All right, that hurts terribly. Should there be a next time, I shall cut off your tongue. You have a temper. I like that. What type of man do you prefer? I do not like men. Oh, you are a homosexual. Such a pity that I do not like men, nor will I ever like women. And certainly not you. That remains to be seen. Who knows? One day you might be captivated by my handsome visage and beg to marry me. Just you. Have you forgotten the promise you made when you knelt before me? To be a servant. Well, considering my life is hardly worth much, I might as well take a loss and visit your home. Leave at once. With such a temper, it's no wonder that no one dares to pursue you. If it were me, I would not want you either. I'll give you a year to consider marrying me. Otherwise, I shall wed someone else. Jing Hui, old Qing has summoned you. Xiao Si, I am determined to make you my bride. Jing Hui, you cannot truly mean that, can you? Indeed. Jing Hui, it is not that I doubt your capabilities, but the power of the Shangwan family is immense. Other families merely dominate the economic landscape of the Eastern Alliance. While the Shangwan family's influence extends across the military, political, and economic realms, his father is the current chairman of the Gongjin Party, which is why her single word can silence the other four families. Truly formidable, yet it shall not deter me. Do you not have your sister Lassen? If she were to discover that you harbor feelings for another woman, she would undoubtedly be heartbroken. Do not speak carelessly. Lassen is merely my sister. Merely a sister, you say? She confided in me that her first kiss was given to you. You dare not admit it. Jing Hui, I have a personal matter I wish to inquire about. What is it? Have you been intimate with Lassen? Pfft, what nonsense are you spouting? It stands to reason. A man and a woman alone together must inevitably experience something unusual. No, stop. I was wrong. Xiaoling, is Li Jingyong your godfather? Yes, indeed. When I was unable to afford my education, he was the one who supported my studies. I visited his home several times, and eventually he took me in as his goddaughter, though his son does not seem to regard me warmly. He has a son? Yes, named Li Lei. However, he gives me a rather strange impression. Li Lei. So he is the one that you are acquainted with him? Yes, we are classmates, but he was expelled for soliciting prostitution, which I reported along with Wang Jiang. That explains it. It makes sense now. I suspect that Li Lan's scheme against you is connected to Li Lei. He seeks revenge for his brother. Hey, what are you two discussing? I've been waiting for you for ages. Please remember, I am your superior now. I shall deduct your wages. Young man, do not target your elder. Just a jest. Come now. Disrobe. Disrobe. Xiaoling is still here. It's fine. It's not our first encounter. Go ahead. I shall not be surprised. After all, it is merely that size. Indeed. Indeed. You little rascal, can you not speak properly? Jing Hui reluctantly reclined on the measuring bed. The most humiliating moment for a person is not having their secrets exposed, but lying before others in utter nakedness. Li Ling gazed at Jing Hui with a beaming smile, quite impressive, surpassing the average. An electronic voice filled the room. Weight 75 kilograms, heart rate normal, nervous system normal. Unknown energy waves detected in the brain. Thump, thump, thump. Jing Hui's heartbeat began to accelerate, his entire body flushed. Alarm. Unknown energy levels rising rapidly. 100, 150, 1000, 3000, 3500, 7000. With a thunderous boom, a tremendous energy burst forth from Jing Hui, splitting the experimental chamber in two. Old Cheng, how are you? Li Ling's complexion turned pale. The recent energy wave had also affected her, and she now felt as though her bones might shatter, but old Cheng had already lost consciousness. The energy waves continued to emanate from Jing Hui's center, even affecting the hovering magnetic vehicle, which plummeted from the sky, suspended in midair before being enveloped by an unknown force, gently descending to the ground. The wine trickled down her perfectly straight legs, creating an alluring spectacle. The yellow sand whipped through the air as the winds surged and clouds roiled, obscuring the sky. As the sand settled, a colossal sight emerged before them, a swarm of reddish-brown scorpions. The gigantic scorpions charged wildly, only to be sliced into pieces by the lasers, their innards scattering around and releasing a foul odor. Fortunately, their extensive experience prevented them from being daunted by the gruesome scene. Jing Hui awakened, nearly recoiling in terror at the sight of the enormous scorpions, the memories of the giant centipedes from the prison in the Flower City still haunting him. She, however, remained unfazed, leisurely sipping her red wine, as if this were merely a trivial matter. The woman's composure was remarkable. Any other woman would have long succumbed to fear and sought comfort. Jing Hui, what has transpired? Li Ling, still disoriented from the weightlessness, was startled when a piece of a scorpion's innards landed beside her. Still writhing as she picked it up, her stomach churned at the sight. What is this? So disgusting. We can roast it later. Hissing sounds erupted as more giant scorpions surged forth, causing the laser barrier to strain under the pressure, developing several breaches. Screams pierced the air. Some were caught in the pincers of the scorpions, while others were devoured alive. The ground was littered with the remnants of both scorpions and humans, even causing Shi to show signs of concern. Li Ling, being a delicate young lady, had never witnessed such a scene of bloody violence and clung tightly to Jing Hui, whispering incessantly, "They can't see me, they can't see me." Jing Hui sighed in exasperation. "Xiao Ling, let us activate the hover magnetic vehicle that I can't move," she replied, her fear evident. "You are far too timid. Your legs have gone soft." Jing Hui scooped Li Ling into his arms and made his way toward the vehicle, leaving the unfortunate old man Cheng behind. Fortunately, it remained intact. "Xiao Ling, how do we start this?" "I don't know. Old Cheng has operated it before." The giant scorpion crawled directly towards Jing Hui, who lay on the ground, seemingly oblivious to its presence. "Do not be afraid. And above all, do not make a sound," he whispered. "I am scared." Sob sob. This wretched woman. Jing Hui could only slowly crawl from the ground to Li Ling's side, enveloping her tightly in his embrace. The giant scorpion passed overhead, appearing genuinely unaware of their presence. Jing Hui let out a quiet sigh of relief, while Li Ling trembled in terror, tears like pearls cascading uncontrollably down her cheeks. "Do not be afraid. I am here." Over by Shiha, only a handful remained, and her body bore varying degrees of wounds, the most grievous being a gaping blood hole in her abdomen inflicted by the scorpion's venomous stinger, turning her flesh a deep black. Every few minutes, a soldier was torn to shreds. They were surrounded by a swarm of scorpions. "General, what shall we do now? There are far too many of them." Jing Hui was not idle either. While activating the hover magnetic vehicle, he devised a plan to rescue Xia. "Professor Cheng, get up," he kicked. "Jing Hui, you are too ruthless. Do you not value this old man? What the hell are you pretending to be dead for? I just woke up." Who could have foreseen such a calamity? "Quickly, start the hover magnetic vehicle. I will find a way to save Xie. Do not go. She is likely already dead." Silence. "My woman is not so easily dispatched. It must be the electromagnetic waves that attracted them. Where is the satellite vehicle?" "Right in front of that car." Xia was on the brink of exhaustion as the scorpions began to close in. Just as she prepared to charge in, the scorpions seemed to be disrupted, turning tail and burrowing into the sand. "General, it appears to be electromagnetic waves. These monsters were drawn out by them." "Who could it be?" "It cannot be him." Jing Hui was no fool. He had set the satellite vehicle to autopilot and was already racing towards Xia, when suddenly, a distant explosion echoed. Xia felt a chill run through her heart. And Xia had also been struck by the poisonous stinger, her complexion pale. "Xia, I arrived just in time, did I not?" "You are poisoned. We must extract the venom immediately." "No, I will do it." "What do you intend to do?" "But he may not survive." "Silence. Bring him back to life." "Yes, General." The next day, when Jing Hui awoke, Xia sat beside him, her eyes betraying a hint of weariness. "Xia, how's your injury?" "Much better. Thank you for your help this time." "No need for thanks. It was my choice. Even if it meant dying for you, I would harbor no resentment. Be honest. Do not think that saving me grants you the right to speak nonsense. You like me, do you not? Otherwise, why would you stay by my side? You think too much. I do not like being indebted to others. Now that you are fine, we owe each other nothing. Do not leave. I have a letter to give you." "Not interested. It sounds dull. That IT is not a mathematical formula, but rather knowledge concerning red wine." "Humph." She seized the envelope and exited. "This young lady is clearly worried about me." "Jing Hui, you are awake." Li Ling cheerfully rushed in. "Xiao Ling, is that you? Where are we now?" "We have left the desert and are not far from Nantian now. The location of our ambush is so close to La Sang and the others." "Could they be in danger?" "Do not fret. The general has long since arranged for a division of troops from the mainland to protect them, so you need not worry. That's good to hear." With a little wife so concerned for you, why didn't you bring her along from the beginning? That way, you could indulge in each other daily. Impudent girl, how can you speak like that? La Sang is still a child. I like it well enough. Scoundrel, oh dear. Some people were scared out of their wits just a few days ago. Did I enjoy gossiping? Perhaps one day I will inadvertently let something slip if I am displeased. Before Jing Hui could react, Li Ling planted a kiss on his lips, a scene that was fortuitously witnessed by Shi He as he entered Shi He. This is a misunderstanding. Does it concern me? Eat slowly. Do not choke. Impudent girl, what are you doing? If you cannot keep your mouth shut, I shall help you do so. This is a person's first kiss. Consider it a reward for saving me, sweet and soft. Isn't it? After 10 years away, are women now this forward? It is your excellence that has rendered me unable to resist. You dare? That was an accident. I have already washed it off. If you do not believe me, feel for yourself. It is all done. Jing Hui spat out a mouthful of food. Impudent girl, do not speak so lewdly. Truly, come now. I surrender. I shall speak no more. Young lady, I swear. Chapter 8. The Abyss. Jing Hui. Your physical condition is not optimistic. That I detect that the cells within your body are undergoing infinite division, akin to cancer cells. However, your cellular division differs in that it poses no harm to your body. Moreover, your current cellular self-healing ability is 100 times that of an ordinary person, and in times of peril, it can exceed 1,000 times, continuously on the rise. That I feel invigorated, better than ever. Besides, it was you who injected the black crystal into my body. Even in death, I will not spare you. Brother, I am merely acting on orders from above, and at the time, you were a death row inmate. You cannot hold me accountable for the overall situation. That would be exceedingly unfair, and I refuse to accept it. Fine. I was merely speaking casually, not demanding money from you. But aside from that, what is the actual state of my health? I do not know. Your current condition has surpassed human comprehension. That in simple terms, you are evolving in a direction that is not human. Old fool, you are the one who is not human. That I speak the truth. Do you remember 3 days ago? A strange energy suddenly manifested within your body, causing a malfunction in the circuitry and tearing a military vehicle made of super titanium alloy in half. This indicates that the black crystal has generated energy within you similar to supernatural power, though this is merely my current hypothesis. Xiaoling, you have arrived. Xiaoling, are you referring to the Titan Python? I have encountered that creature before, near the perimeter of Huadu prison. How could such a behemoth come into existence? Jing Hui, over the past decade, there has been much that remains unclear to you. These entities are far more complex than mere prehistoric creatures. Their nervous systems are evolving at an astonishing rate, akin to that of artificial beings, with exceptionally high intelligence. Were they resurrected using black crystal energy? Indeed. Initially, the scientists sought to uncover an element known as jihelin, a faint substance capable of granting immortality. However, when applied to humans, it leads to a form of alienation, extending lifespan at the cost of one's essence, transforming individuals into grotesque hybrids of man and beast. Jihelin, what on earth is that? Why have I never heard of it before? It is understandable that you are unaware, as this pertains to events from 2 centuries ago. The scientists referred to it as the element of eternal life, existing beyond the realm of mortality. Elder Cheng, is it truly possible for humans to achieve immortality? Jing Hui, if you could live for 10,000 years, what would be your greatest desire? I want to tell you. How stingy. Jing Hui, there are rumors regarding these beings. They are not of our creation but rather originate from other worlds. Much like artificial beings, they are the indigenous inhabitants of a civilization that surpasses our own. What are you talking about? I am a materialist. Do not deceive me, for I believe in science. Please, allow me to explain. This layer of space is known as the dark pole of Earth, reminiscent of the Taiji diagram. Have you seen it? Of course, who hasn't? It symbolizes the balance of yin and yang, that precisely as the dark pole of Earth. Its volume and mass continue to expand, akin to a black hole, voraciously consuming surrounding planets, gradually surpassing Earth, thus leading to an imbalance of yin and yang. Your words leave me bewildered. Who proposed this? How come I was unaware of it before? This was posited by a scientist 200 years ago. But at the time, his theories were deemed too avant-garde and intertwined with theology, metaphysics, evolution, astronomy, and the principles of yin and yang, leading many to mock him as a madman. I too found it absurd back then. Yet in retrospect, it appears he was indeed onto something. Cheng, where did you acquire this knowledge? I learned about it during my studies, but those texts were subsequently banned, and by your generation, very few are aware of them. Is there anything else? What do the Jia beasts and Lin people truly represent? I am not entirely certain. The Jia beasts and Lin people resemble the inhabitants and animals of our world. Yet the distinction lies in the immense size of the Jia beasts, which possess lifespans 1,000 times longer than ordinary animals, often living between 1,000 to 3,000 years. The Lin people, 2. Dominate the Jia beasts in the Dark Pole. The giant scorpion that attacked 3 days ago was likely a Jia beast raised by the Lin people, albeit a lowly specimen in addition to Jia beasts and Lin people. There are also Jia plants, massive, aggressive flora that, like humans, have evolved a neural network. Elder Chung, is there any method to inhibit the development of the Dark Pole? Currently, there is none, based on a series of events that have transpired over the last 200 years. I suspect we are not far from the truth. For solutions, that is beyond our concern. I have heard that not long ago, artificial beings established a new city and broke free from human control. Could they be the Linren? I believe so. May I surmise that humans have opened the dark extreme, capturing the Linren and the realm beasts to conduct experiments, primarily to extract the realm and the Lin from their bodies? This possibility cannot be dismissed. After all, humans are incapable of creating such entities. Chang Lao, what purpose do we have in capturing the Linren? Is this not akin to inviting disaster upon ourselves? Is it merely to ensure the continuation of our lineage through procreation? Otherwise, why gather so many female Linren? Scoundrels, seizing women to bear children. How shameless! Shouting, with such righteous indignation, who says we do not bear children for the men of earth? When there are no men, what choice do we have? I am still just an associate. I shall take my leave now. You may continue your conversation. That old man is always so cryptic. Jing Hui, what would you like to eat? We still have a day off. We head to Beibing City tomorrow. Shaoling, why are you dressed so provocatively? Are you trying to entice me? I am a paragon of virtue, you know. Oh, I am a beauty, and even if I am dressed modestly, others still do not pay attention. You have a point. Relying solely on imagination is insufficient. One must have a sense of imagery. How annoying. If you desire me, just say so instead of beating around the bush. My attire here is meant for the eyes of other men, but what lies beneath is for you alone. Come now, can we be serious? What if she sees us? Is she still bringing you meals? No, that ended with yesterday's dinner. The general is indeed a remarkable woman. Can you handle her? My future wife will certainly be a woman of great strength. Care to repeat that? Xia stood outside the door, holding a cage and gazing coldly at Jing Hui. Xia, you have arrived. What was I just saying? It seems we are to head to Beibing City tomorrow, correct? Shaoling. Yes, it has been hard on the general. Xia, could you please soften your expression? Come now, allow me to massage your legs. Li Ling, please step outside. I need to speak with him privately. Yes, General, I have some materials regarding the dark extreme for you to review. Why Xia knows about the dark extreme? Yes, but not extensively. I believe Professor Chung has already informed you. Xia, have you read the love letter I sent you? Have you considered when you might marry me? I threw it away. Threw it away? I find that hard to believe that we depart for Beibing City tomorrow, but you need not accompany us. And you? I must go to provide support. Then I shall go as well. Wherever you go, I shall follow. If you think to shake me off, you are sorely mistaken. From now on, you are forbidden from approaching any woman, including Li Ling. Have you agreed to my pursuit? I shall think it over. Hey, my dear wife, you have worked hard. Let me massage your feet. Do not act so brazenly. I am still considering it, and have yet to accept thy tea is only a matter of time. Rest assured, I will not bring you shame. Chapter 9. Beibing City General. The shuttle is ready and can depart at any moment. Protect Professor Chung and his party. Jing Hui will sit with me in the same shuttle. The crowd looked bewildered. And upon seeing Jing Hui holding Xia's hand, a heart-wrenching wail erupted from below, more sorrowful than the death of one's parents. I am deeply moved. Dear sir, our goddess has departed, and the one who weeps the most fiercely is a bearded middle-aged man, a loyal subordinate of Shi He, who graduated from the ASEAN National Military Academy. It is well known among his peers that he has harbored unrequited love for Shi He for many years, which has deterred him from marrying. He had initially believed that by enduring a few more years, an opportunity would present itself, but unexpectedly, he was thwarted by Jing Hui. Lang. From this day forth, Jing Hui shall join our 9th Legion under your command, affiliated with the Black Wolf team. General, what if he refuses to heed my orders? Just don't kill him. Do not neglect his discipline due to my influence. Starting tomorrow, he will train alongside the Black Wolf team. Very well. Hu Lang cracked his knuckles, his jowls quivering, casting a look at Jing Hui that seemed to say, "You are doomed." My dear, is it truly necessary to act in such a manner? I am a researcher, and you want me to participate in training? This is akin to asking a skilled cook to prepare a meal without any ingredients. Spare me the lectures, if you wish to pass my test. It must be done this way. Please, my dear, have mercy on me. This young man is infuriating. Let go of the goddess. Indeed, he actually touched the general's hand. Release him. Tisish. I never anticipated my wife to be so popular. The pressure is overwhelming. Follow me. Everyone, prepare to depart. The shuttle glided through various dimensions, embarking on a journey of 10,000 miles to the Arctic City, requiring multiple point-to-point jumps, traversing the critical junctures between time and space. The room was enveloped in tranquility, save for Jing Hui's lascivious gaze fixed on Shihi, which made Hu Lang grit his teeth in frustration. My dear, would you care for some water? No, thank you. My dear, how long until we reach the Arctic City? Approximately 1 hour. So soon. ISNT at a journey of 10,000 miles. Young man, you seem to misunderstand. The shuttle is not a levitating maglev vehicle. It travels through time and space, necessitating crossings at various critical points. This is merely a 7th-generation shuttle. The 10th-generation shuttle can reach the Arctic City in just 10 minutes. Captain Hu, I didn't realize you had such knowledge of these matters. Indeed, my expertise extends beyond shuttles. I am also well-versed in fine wines that I would be honored to seek your insights that I am not worthy. I merely possess a bit more knowledge than most. This fellow is rather immodest. Indeed, Jing Hui, since you have joined our team, I shall take this opportunity to introduce you to our principal members. Our team comprises the core members of the 9th Legion. Thus far, there are only 6 of us. With your addition, we shall be 7, representing the elite among the elite. Your joining has already caused discontent among many in the Legion. Greetings, Jing Hui. I am Lu Qing, the vice captain of the Black Wolf team. Lu Qing is also part of your team? How unexpected. Indeed, do not be deceived by Lu Qing's youthful appearance. She may appear to be merely 20, yet she is actually in her 30s if she does not find a boyfriend soon. She may never marry. Lin. Why do you always bring up my age? I have already stated that my age is only 30 in nominal terms. I am currently but 29. Jing Hui, I am Su Jun, a scout for the Black Wolf team, and I also serve as the head of the reconnaissance department of the 9th Legion. And the other 2, I am the sniper, Lan Tu, and this is my girlfriend. Haven't you noticed that Lu Qing is still here? Han Ge, in the past, we suggested that you should pair up, yet you possess the heart of a lover but lack the courage. If you had been a bit more proactive, Lu Qing's children would have already multiplied. You reckless girl, do you seek death? The general has yet to find a match, so why should I be anxious? We have our 7th brother, Jing Hui, the companion of the general. Approximately 50,000, with the general currently holding the rank of Major General. Thus our numbers are somewhat diminished. Attention all units. The final destination is Beibing City. Prepare for descent. Upon disembarking from the shuttle, Jing Hui felt an immediate chill enveloping him. Beibing City, situated at the very northern tip of the Earth, experiences merely 60 days of sunlight each year, with an average temperature hovering around -20 degrees. Is it not excessively cold? Achu. The scene before him in Beibing City was one of devastation, as the boundary beasts had ravaged nearly half of the structures, instilling so much fear in the townsfolk that they dared not venture outside. They are essentially the same. General Jing Hui, forgive my occupational oversight. You mustn't take offense. The mayor of Beibing City. I must maintain a certain authority, or else no one would heed my commands. The 9th Legion is now in charge of Beibing City, and you are to assist the experimental team, currently led by Cheng Kai. You shall report to him tomorrow. Wife, I should also join the experimental team. Less chatter. Training commences tomorrow. General Jing Hui, you are welcome to visit our experimental team at any time. Yet our shuttles are merely small scale, transporting only a few hundred at a time. While we have 100,000 people to evacuate, it is uncertain when this will be accomplished. Lu Yuan, are those 2 boundary beasts still assaulting the city? There has been no activity for many days. It seems they are nesting outside the city for 4 months. These creatures are likely waiting for their eggs to hatch before launching another attack on the town. We must devise a plan to destroy their eggs. General Jing Hui, that is exceedingly difficult. These beasts possess high intelligence, and conventional methods will be ineffective. Have you located their lair? Not yet. Fear not. Leave it to our Black Wolf squad. We shall scout tomorrow. Su Dake, this matter is entrusted to you. Jing Hui, accompany them. You are familiar with these creatures' habits and can assist them. Understood, wife. General, accommodations have been arranged for you in our city's underground base. Very well, all troops, advance towards the base. In the stillness of night, a heavy snowfall enveloped Beibing City, as temperatures plummeted to a chilling -40 degrees. Within the city, magnificent ice sculptures rose majestically, while the base, situated 100 meters below ground, resembled a fortress suspended upon the water's surface. The relentless flow of seawater generated electricity. As long as the sea remained abundant, the power would never wane. Lu Yuan had arranged for Jing Hui and Shiha to stay together in a room at the heart of the base, equipped with all the necessary amenities. Yet, come nightfall, Jing Hui found himself relegated to the sofa, as Shiha forbade him from occupying the B&E. Dear, with temperatures this low, do you think the boundary beasts might be hibernating? He pondered aloud. I'm not sure. Just be cautious tomorrow, she replied. Fear not. My life is resilient. When shall you grant me the joy of fatherhood? In a few years, you shall be deemed a high-risk mother. He teased. How tiresome. Let me sleep, she retorted. Love, I am freezing. The sofa is far too cold for slumber. May I not join you in bed? He implored. I am freezing to death. The following day, as Jing Hui awoke to a delightful fragrance, he beheld Xia clad in a form-fitting outfit that accentuated her elegant figure. Damn it. Why did I fall asleep? I missed everything. It infuriates me to no end. Upon waking, Xia threw an outfit at Jing Hui. Change into this, she commanded. But my dear, it's freezing outside. Are you truly intent on sending me to my demise? This garment, crafted from black crystal and carbon fiber, is worth 10 million Dongmeng coins on the market and will protect against the bitter cold. Today marks your inaugural mission. Be vigilant, she instructed. Such wealth. How fortunate you are to possess such items. For my first mission, could I not receive a passionate kiss? He teased. Leave me be, she replied. Beloved, I await your good news from home. He called after her. Jing Hui, how was your interaction with the general last night? She inquired. What else could it be? We ate when it was time to eat and slept when it was time to sleep. He replied nonchalantly. Did you not engage in anything further? She pressed. He. She is currently bathing, he divulged. Curse you. I shall have my revenge, my goddess. Woe is me. Brother Lang, surrender this folly, came the retort. Returning to the matter at hand. I shall lead this mission. Lu Qing, Li Han, your duty is to ensure Jing Hui's safety. Lan Tu, scout for advantageous positions and remain on standby to support us at any moment. The rest shall accompany me. This fellow, how swiftly he changes demeanor. Little brother Jing Hui, Sister Qing shall protect you, Lu Qing assured. Sister Qing, it's merely an airport. How can you shield seventh brother? Surely, you must be a D, while I am merely an A. He quipped. What A? I am a full-fledged D. If you dare, let us compare, she challenged. Are you two truly finding this more entertaining than the task at hand? Move quickly. Then let us race to see who arrives first. He declared. Let the contest commence. Jing Hui, do not dawdle. Follow your sister, she beckoned. Hanggu, they each have their specialties. What is yours? I possess a plethora of talents, a paragon of virtue and capability, a cosmic gentleman. Worship me. He boasted, laughter ringing in the air. Silence. You can only fool the newcomers. Focus on your reconnaissance, she ordered. Understood. Boss, that is it truly possible to see below? This you would not comprehend. Both Su Jun and I excel in reconnaissance. My vision is far-reaching while Su Jun possesses extraordinary hearing. How far can one see? Words from 3,000 meters away are as clear as day. Impossible. Is this even human? Su Jun surpasses me. He can hear a maggot crawling from 5,000 meters away. Hence he sleeps with earplugs. Really? Of course, before the boss, would I dare deceive you? The rest, you shall gradually discover. Impressive, she acknowledged. Lu Qing, Li Han, pay heed to what lies ahead. We are nearing our objective. Please converge with the leader. Received. Jing Hui and his companions arrived at an island in the sea, where a colossal cave yawned open, and the ground bore immense footprints. Captain, it appears this is indeed the lair of the Empyrean crocodile. Exercise caution. This beast is exceedingly formidable. Qin Sheng, place the explosives at the cave entrance, and afterward coordinate with Lan Tu at the mouth of the cave. The rest of you follow me inside. This fellow, with his unkempt beard, truly demonstrates remarkable leadership skills. It is evident that one should not judge by appearances. Jing Hui, here, take this long knife. Hu Lang tossed it to Jing Hui. What is this contraption? It is meant for your own demise. Do you think I would have you confront the beast with it? If you find escape impossible, use this knife to end your own suffering, lest you perish painfully at the jaws of the creature. Good grief. You might as well keep it for that purpose. Stay alert. Above the cave, long icicles dangle, and the ground is strewn with bones, some human, others from sharks and whales, once the Empyrean crocodile appears. But later discoveries of greater quantities of crystals and diamonds in the Earth's crust led to the downfall of diamond companies. Very well, boss. Captain, we have traveled for quite some time without sight of it. Could it be out foraging? Unlikely. In this frigid weather, even a beast of its caliber would struggle to endure. Did we not just hear reports of another Empyrean crocodile in different waters? Could it be seeking a confrontation with our beast? It is plausible. Crocodiles and snakes have been arch-rivals since time immemorial that I fear the Titan python may seize the opportunity to strike while the Empyrean crocodile slumbers. Our Jing Hui, the expert, certainly knows much. Truly, he is the most formidable biologist in the ASEAN region for a century, unlike us, who merely train day in and day out. Han Han, silence yourself. You are the most loquacious among us that I, in my opinion. These two beasts are here to mate. Indeed, what Qing Jie posits is not entirely without merit. Look, dragons and ghosts have birthed dragon turtles, and cats produce what are known as cat dragons. Dare you to refute my words? You overconfident fool, Qing Jie, that is fiction. You must have read too many novels. There have been similar experiments in the past. Tigers and lions can produce offspring, and there have been hybrid experiments involving humans and other animals. Though such endeavors were deemed unethical and subsequently ceased, crocodiles and snakes are reproductively isolated, but should Qing Jie's theory hold any truth, it is not without reason, merely a matter of low probability. It must be noted that anything can happen in this world. Splendid, Jing Hui. With such knowledge and good looks, you make hearts race. No, it is simply speculation. I reserve my judgment until we encounter them. Beep, beep, beep. Captain, the Titan python is just 10 nautical miles from the island. You must take cover. This creature seems to be rampaging as if in heat. What do you mean by in heat? It is merely going mad, speaking such things in the presence of young ladies. Qin Sheng's jest echoed through the air. Blueprint, it seems you have also succumbed to a darker nature, your mind preoccupied with lustful thoughts. What are your true intentions? Captain, I shall take the lead in reconnaissance. I will contact you should any developments arise. Exercise caution and keep me informed at all times. Acknowledged. This fellow ignores me. Could it be that your guesses were correct? As for me, I still believe it has come to confront the imperial crocodile. They are here to procreate. Ling Jie, how about we place a wager? I wonder if a certain someone dares to take the risk. What is there that I would not dare? What shall we bet on? If your prediction holds true, I shall treat you to a month's worth of meals. If mine proves accurate, you will grant me a kiss. Pa, are you seeking death? I still possess my first kiss. It cannot be so easily given. If you lack the courage, then admit it. There is nothing I fear, but should you lose, you must treat me for 3 months. Boom, boom, boom. The ground continues to tremble. Beep, beep, beep. Captain, maintain stealth. Measuring an astonishing 50 to 60 meters in length and 6 meters in diameter, truly immense. By all that is holy, it is terrifying. This is my first encounter with such a creature. Jing Hui. Is the flesh of this serpent consumable? It is, provided it has mutated naturally. However, if it has been subjected to genetic alteration, then it is uncertain. What a simpleton, fixated solely on consumption. Enough chatter, let us move forward. Let us descend and investigate. If it proves too perilous, we shall retreat. Roar, roar, roar. A cacophony of hissing emanates from the depths of the cave. We are close. Everyone, remain concealed and do not be discovered. The sounds within continue to resemble human cries. The entire cave vibrating incessantly. Jing Hui and the others advance further, encountering a deep pit leading downward. At the center lies molten rock, where the imperial crocodile and the Titan python intertwine, the latter occasionally emitting sounds of delight. While a crimson phallic object protrudes from the imperial crocodile, the Titan python coiled around it. One need not ponder the implications. Lu Qing's face flushes with embarrassment. Although she typically speaks boldly, witnessing such a scene makes her shy. My heavens, you were indeed correct. I have just lost 2 months' worth of meal money. Simpleton, daring to challenge me. In your next life, for in this one, you shall remain beneath me. Pa, that was a slip. You shall never be my equal in this lifetime. Come now, Ling Jie, This is the realization of my dreams for over a decade. Let us proceed. Step aside, we must record this. It is quite embarrassing if I tell you to record, then do so without further ado. Huh? Did you not witness their affectionate display? You are overthinking this. If you do not wish to proceed, I shall. Hurry, what are you hesitating for? Yes, I shall begin recording immediately. Jun. Can you still perceive the electrical signals within the animal? Indeed, I possess an innate sensitivity to auditory stimuli, capable of discerning emotional shifts from brainwaves. Incredible. Are you not a superhuman? I trust your judgment. Thank you. The battle between the imperial alligator and the Titan python endured for 2 hours, which, though initially insufficient to penetrate the body, found its way inside due to the bite striking the alligator's most vulnerable spot. Under the pressure of the Titan python, the imperial alligator gradually lost vitality. It initially struggled but ultimately succumbed completely. The Titan python opened its massive jaws and began to swallow the imperial alligator whole. As the alligator entered its belly, the Titan python underwent a transformation. Sprouting twin horns atop its head, roaring thunderously, its body flowed with a crimson liquid before it vanished into the magma, which bubbled ominously at the surface. No, it must be shedding its skin. It is evolving. Having consumed the imperial alligator, this Titan python will only grow stronger. This is the terrifying nature of the boundary beasts. Unending evolution. Captain, should we not simply obliterate this place? No, if we cannot kill it. It will next assault North Ice City. Indeed, females are nothing but trouble. Having enjoyed themselves, they eliminate their prey. Are you seeking death? Have I treated you poorly? I was referring to the female, not you. Puffed, puffed, puffed. The Titan python emerged. Now considerably larger than before, adorned with dragon-like horns. Could it possibly be the legendary transformation of a serpent? Nonsense. Is that not merely a myth? The so-called dragon-like serpent is just a four-legged lizard. Is it not? Captain, we have completed our task. Let us return and rest well. Snap. The camera emitted a flash of white light. Fool. Who told you to take pictures? Roar. The Titan python's gaze fixated on Jing Hui and his companions. We are doomed. Run. Boom. The Titan python charged at them, expelling fireballs from its mouth. Let us head to the shuttle for assembly. Jing Hui, follow me. Suddenly, a gravitational skateboard appeared beneath their feet, propelling them swiftly toward the cave's exit. Agreed. Beep, beep, beep. Blueprint. Prepare to detonate the bomb in 10 minutes. You and Xiao Cheng retreat toward the shuttle. Understood, Captain. The sound of the Titan python's pursuit echoed behind them as the cave began to collapse. Jing Hui, hold on tight, or you might fall. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. Prepare to detonate. Captain, Jing Hui and I are to the north. How are you faring? All is normal. It should be dead, right? That was an atomic bomb. Half the island is obliterated. Not necessarily. This creature has evolved, and its current defenses might rival that of Diamond. Roar. Jing Hui, you truly have a knack for foretelling doom. Hurry, it is already enraged. Beep, beep, beep. Sister Qing, the Titan python is rapidly advancing towards you and Jing Hui. You both must accelerate. Su Jun, how much longer do we have? No more than 5 minutes. Yet it will take you 10 minutes to reach the shuttle. This is dire. Our speed on the gravitational hoverboards has diminished. Perhaps I should descend. Why has it vanished? Could it be that it has ceased to pursue us? Beep, beep, beep. Sister Qing, the Titan python is beneath the ice. What? Before Jing Hui and Lu Qing could react, the Titan python burst through the ice, opening its enormous maw towards them. Lu Qing hurled Jing Hui away, but she found herself only half a meter from the Titan. Sister Qing, amidst the chaos, Jing Hui's internal energy erupted once more. And at that moment, time seemed to come to a standstill. That a terrifying pressure emanated from his body, as if the very fabric of space was being folded by an unseen force, slicing through the Titan python's form. While Jing Hui succumbed to unconsciousness once again. Bang! The colossal body of the Titan python crashed to the ground, sending tremors throughout the island. The beast was torn into chunks by that inexplicable energy. Drifting through the sea towards the northern ice city, when Hu Lang and the others arrived, all they found was a pile of dismembered flesh and the unconscious Jing Hui, along with a bewildered Lu Qing. Is this what human strength can achieve? Sister Qing, what transpired? Did the Titan python bring about its own demise? No, it was Jing Hui. I cannot fathom what power he wielded. I was on the brink of death when I suddenly perceived the space folding. Time halting. And then all that you see unfolded that I had previously heard that Jing Hui was wrongfully imprisoned, later subjected to human experimentation, and was thought to be dead. Yet the next day, he not only revived but also escaped from prison. I believe this incident is related. Captain, who informed you of this? It is hardly a secret point. 10 years ago, there was a top student named Jing Hui from Nantian. It was rumored he had raped the wealthy Li family's daughter, Li Lan. Subsequently, at the request of Elder Li, the court sentenced him to death, but the government, recognizing his contributions to biological genetics, commuted his sentence to life imprisonment. How could that be? Jing Hui is not that kind of person. He wouldn't even take advantage of the opportunities one offered him. He is a good man. What? You even gave him opportunities. He has already become a general and is trying to snatch away my woman? Would, I was merely jesting. What happened next? With the assistance of his friend Wang Jiang and the general, his name was cleared, although his mother passed away while he was incarcerated. That Li Lan deserves to be condemned. Appointing him as the vice president of Nantian University of Biotechnology, quite impressive. I see now why the general would favor him. Our brother Jing Hui is not only handsome but also possesses remarkable strength. Sister has completely fallen for you. Cease your infatuation. Do you dare to compete with the general for a man? You must not wish to live that I'm merely speaking hypothetically. 20 billion ASEAN dollars. It turns out we are in the presence of a tycoon. Let us return and have him treat us. Sister Ching, today I have triumphed. You must allow me a kiss. You won. Did you not see that they engaged first? Neither of us won. It's a draw. Sister Ching, this is unfair. Get lost. Are you looking for a fight? Su Jun, you simpleton, be aware of your surroundings. Rest assured, it has perished beyond any possibility of revival that I have come. For my life was saved by him. Sister Ching, should you wish to savor Jing Hui's tofu, do not hesitate to express it. Ha! What man have I not encountered? Yet, what of it, an old maid? Ha! Chapter 11. Did I do nothing? Records suggest you are not the first to possess such an ability, and its implications are uncertain. The general has ordered that your condition not be reported for now, as she fears for your safety. It is difficult to say, as certain Western nations specialize in researching such abilities. Their endeavors could be deemed human experimentation. That I ask there a method for me to wield this energy at will? Where has that girl Shaolin gone? Did you not bring the footage? She is currently watching it. Jing Hui, you have awoken. I came to see you. Sister Ching, what brings you here? Am I not allowed to visit you? Truly lacking in romantic understanding. I have come specifically to inform you that training commences tomorrow. Very well. I appreciate your efforts, Sister Ching. Hey, why have you left? I came all the way to seek you out. Jing Hui shook his head helplessly. Sister Ching, I must go to the general. I will commence training punctually tomorrow. Jing Hui, over here. Qin Sheng waved at him, clad in an exceedingly short skirt. Xiaocheng, are you not going to training? What brings you here? There is no training today. They have all gone out for reconnaissance. Besides, am I not allowed to visit you? Is there something amiss? Indeed, this place is near my residence. Come visit me. I cannot. The general is still awaiting me. Oh dear. We are still comrades. Join me for a meal at my place. Very well. Do you not reside with Lantu? No. We have only just confirmed our relationship and have yet to cohabit. Where is Xiaocheng from? Me. Like you. I hail from Nantian, having enlisted 3 years ago, and subsequently joined the Black Wolf Squad. 3 years. That is indeed swift. Not really. It is rather ordinary. Please confirm identity. Beep beep beep. I have grown accustomed to it. Previously, I resided in a slum, and I am content with these conditions. Are there slums in Nantian? Of course, this world is not as idyllic as one might imagine. What is the Superman Squad? The media has truly become outrageous. Indeed, you are now quite the celebrity. For such missions, is there a reward? None. Perhaps a few days off. Each month, I receive 3,000 Daoming coins. Shrimp is the most delectable. Allow me to feed you. Qin Sheng delicately held a piece of shrimp to Jing Hui's lips, her bosom on full display. Xiaocheng, I am no longer a child, yet I still open my mouth to catch the shrimp. Qin Sheng smiled, and in a moment of carelessness, her chopstick slipped from her grasp and fell beneath the table. As she bent down, her backside faced Jing Hui, revealing a sheer lace panty beneath her ultra-short skirt. Though she appeared petite, her strength was considerable, and she swiftly mounted Jing Hui, a blush adorning her cheeks. Xiaocheng, what are you doing? Jing Hui, I have no choice. I need money. Although Lan Tu is sincere towards me. My mother's illness has begun to worsen, and I see no other way. Please pity me. I am willing to exchange my body. As she spoke, she began to shed her clothing, exposing herself as she positioned herself atop Jing Hui. He initially intended to break free, but found himself firmly ensnared by her grip, forced to shut his eyes tightly. Xiao Cheng, if you need money, I can help you. There's no need for this. Please let me go. We can remain friends. Jing Hui, my mother needs 5 million dongming currency for a kidney transplant. Even if you lend it to me, I cannot repay you. Would you allow me to settle the debt with my body? At this juncture, Qin Cheng started to weep, tears cascading down the curves of her body. Once Lan Tu returns, I will break up with him. Once is not enough. Whenever you wish, I can be here for you. Xiao Cheng, please get up. It would be inappropriate if someone were to see us. Lan Tu treats you so well. Such affection cannot be purchased with money. I have funds that can assist you. I intended to support our Black Wolf team. I am sorry. I am left with no alternatives. Qin Cheng gradually released Jing Hui, their proximity intensifying, and her state of undress elicited an awkward reaction from him. Jing Hui, am I a bad girl? Not at all. The journey of life is fraught with temptations. I too made such a grave mistake, which led to a decade in prison, nearly costing me my life. You must remember that money and desire can never be truly satisfied. Let us leave this incident behind and focus on living well with Law on Tuesday. I understand my wrongs. Let us eat. The dishes have grown cold. Tap, tap, tap. Xiao Cheng, are you there? Who is it? It is Lu Qing. Quickly tidy up, lest she discovers anything. Qing Jia, what brings you here? I encountered Jing Hui while I was out earlier. So I invited him for a meal. I asked it just for a meal? You were crying. Did that rascal Jing Hui bully you? Not at all. I just received a call from the hospital. How is your mother's condition? We truly cannot help much. I feel quite ashamed that it is all right. Jing Hui has promised to lend me money. How much? 5 million. My heavens. Jing Hui, lend me 1 million, and I shall be your mistress. Qing Jia, you little minx. How heartbroken would Han Ge be if he found out? I was merely joking. I just came for a free meal. I see our Black Wolf team is struggling. How about this? I will personally fund the team with 100 million dongming currency. Brother, you were truly wonderful. The two women tightly embraced Jing Hui and planted a kiss on his cheek. Do not act recklessly. Let me first allocate 5 million to Xiao Cheng. The funds from the government have yet to arrive, and the compensation from the Li family is with Shi. I shall request a portion from her. The remaining funds may take a few more days to arrive. It is of no consequence. As long as there is sufficient money, a slight delay is acceptable. I am in a jubilant mood today. I intend to indulge in a delightful drink. Beep, beep, beep. Deputy Captain, an unidentified creature has been spotted 100 nautical miles away. I will proceed with a few others to investigate. You all prepare to provide support at a moment's notice. Commander Jing Hui, should there be any tasks you require me to undertake, please do not hesitate to assign them. I shall execute them faithfully. Is there still accommodation available at the base? I wish to relocate the Black Wolf squad to a dormitory, preferably placing them in close proximity for ease of future missions. There is indeed accommodation, but the base has been abandoned for many years. Many areas remain unkempt. Not far from here, there is an underwater villa. As long as you avoid that particular room, you may stay there. I will arrange for them to move immediately. I appreciate your efforts, Mayor Lu. Please renovate the place and demolish the room where the tragedy occurred. If funds are insufficient, do not hesitate to approach me directly. It is no trouble at all. Today is indeed remarkable. I seem to encounter familiar faces wherever I go. Beep, beep, beep. Where have you been? Come to my room at once. Yes, dear, I shall be there shortly. Greetings, Commander. Along the way, numerous individuals greeted him. The news of her engagement to Shi had spread throughout the 9th Legion, making it common knowledge. I encountered members of the Black Wolf squad on my way, and they warmly invited me to join them for a meal, which caused a slight delay. Is that so? Naturally. Dear, I require some funds. How much? 105 million. That is non-negotiable. My dear, do I not have money with you? Do I? I was unaware of that. My love, I have utilized it for essential matters. Xiao Cheng's mother is gravely ill and urgently requires 5 million. While the remaining 100 million is intended to equip the Black Wolf squad, there are no funds available, only 10 million. The rest can be discussed later. However, I have already made my intentions clear. 20 million, no more. You must find a way to manage the rest. Very well then. You carry the scent of another woman. Confess where you have been. Can you truly detect that? Do you possess a canine sense of smell? We are about to depart. My dear, I must go now. Do not miss me too much. Go away. Chapter 12. The Mysterious Man in the Black Cloak. Jing Hui, why are you so tardy? Both Xiao Cheng and I have been waiting for you for over 10 minutes. My sincerest apologies. How's the situation with the team? They have ventured into waters beyond 100 nautical miles to investigate any potential activity of the boundary beasts. At 3 o'clock this afternoon, they detected unusual movements and are currently en route to explore further. This time, they must ensure they are well-equipped and avoid the previous mishap that nearly resulted in a dangerous encounter with a snake. It appears to be a Titan python, its length exceeding the previous one by more than 10 meters. That female Titan python has audaciously cuckolded her mate. You're not one to talk. Considering your own inclinations, Qin Sheng's cheeks flushed as she recalled the events of this morning, wishing fervently to find a crack in the ground to hide. What are you two discussing? I find myself somewhat bewildered. Nothing, just idle chatter. Oh, I thought perhaps you were flirting with Jing Hui and leading him to believe something untoward. That's hard to say, don't you think, Jing Hui? He. Qingjia, I implore you, please do not mention this to Lantu. I assure you, Jing Hui and I have done nothing. How did you discern that, Qingjia? Oh, my dear, I possess an innate ability to reconstruct scenes based on magnetic fields. Thus I observe every move you both make. It was simply infuriating. Qingjia, please cease your teasing. How could a normal person possess such an ability? It is quite extraordinary. We underwent experiments previously, within the 10 legions of the ASEAN countries. There are individuals like us. Black crystal energy subjects. Surviving the ordeal grants 1 million ASEAN coins. We all have our reasons for being involved. And do you have any idea how many were subjected to these experiments? I do not. A staggering 100,000, yet fewer than 100 succeeded. Over time, our abilities have evolved, akin to the liminal beings, experiencing infinite evolution. This is knowledge possessed by only a select few, and the general refrained from disclosing it to you to spare you the burden. So, were you coerced? Not precisely. Each party had their own needs, so it cannot be said that anyone compelled another, indicating he should refrain from further inquiry. Beep, beep, beep. Captain, this is Lu Qing. May I inquire about your precise location? Received. Xiao Cheng, Jing Hui, prepare to disembark on the island from the east. Understood. This wretched liminal being has the audacity to bring such entities to Earth, forcing us to work overtime daily. Truly exhausting. Enough complaining. Stay vigilant and aware of your surroundings. Sledding along the ground. The high school ambitions are all too evident. Very well. Jing Hui, hold on tight, or else you might tumble down. Xiao Cheng, is it inappropriate for me to take advantage of you like this? It's nothing. After all, she has already been seen by you, so consider it a perk. Then I shall comply with your wishes. TSK, you've never even seen the blueprint, yet you truly are fated to be surrounded by romance. What can I do? It's entirely their own initiative. Oh, such blatant arrogance, undoubtedly a scoundrel. How am I a scoundrel? I harbor deep affections for Shiha. She forbids me from approaching any other women. Today, because of the two of you, I was forced to kneel for an hour. Ha ha ha. You crack me up. Your family standing is quite lacking. You might soon find yourself subjected to domestic tyranny from a general. That's what makes it interesting. One day, I shall conquer her. Oh dear, let us not speak so soon. Captain, where is the boundary beast? It remains unclear for the moment. Satellites indicate it is nearby, yet we have yet to discover it. Can you see clearly? Is it truly the Titan python? Come over first. We shall discuss the details later. Qing take it slow. Allow me to demonstrate a graceful display for you. Aru. We are the proud wolves of the night. Captain, they have arrived. Stay concealed. We shall rest here for the night. Captain, it has been a long time since we last met. Qing, I missed you dearly. Get lost. Qing, you are exceedingly unkind to Henins. Lantu, have you thought of me these past few days? Yes, such a blockhead. Jing Hui, you and Shujuan will share a tent tonight, while Henins keeps watch. Captain, why must it be me? Spare me your chatter. When I tell you to go, you simply go. It's dark, and only you can see. If not you, then who else? Shujuan can hear from afar. Why doesn't he go? I can still hear even while I'm inside. Oh, the frustration. Qing, let us share a tent. At least you have a conscience. In the stillness of the night, a pair of green eyes glimmer in the darkness. Remarkably serene, amidst the vast ocean yet untouched by the sea breeze. At night, Li Henins can see further, perceiving everything beyond 10 nautical miles. Jing Hui couldn't sleep all night, awakened by nightmares in the dead of night. Can't sleep? Aren't you the same? Troubled thoughts? Perhaps, or perhaps not. Speak it out. Bottling it up will only lead to ailments. Sigh. In your presence, everyone feels like a transparent entity. I'm not that extraordinary. There exists a type of person whose wavelengths I cannot perceive. Which type? The perfect person. You must be jesting. Where in the world is there a perfect person? There are no perfect individuals in this world. Do you know much about our little team? Who are you curious about? Lu Qing. Her. I'm not very clear, but I know a bit. Are you inquiring about her and Li Henin's? Fortunately, we are friends. If we were enemies, you would be quite a challenge to deal with. We are friends now, are we not? Indeed. Regarding Lu Qing, she has never shared much about herself, yet I sense she has endured a troubling past, which likely relates to her rejection of Li Henin's. What troubled past? I see. Bang, bang, bang. Jing Hui heard the sound of a heartbeat, resonating loudly, influencing his own heart's rhythm. What could this be? The sound emanates from beneath us. Captain, something is awakening beneath our feet. Beneath us? Could this island be a beast of the boundary? Surely not. A heavy correction resonates from the depths of the ocean, and the ground suddenly rises. Quickly, several individuals float in midair, witnessing the island revealing its true form. That a colossal tortoise emerges before them. Yet its neck resembles that of a serpent. Is this perhaps a descendant of the Titan python and the giant tortoise? The crowd is taken aback. The giant tortoise begins to submerge into the depths, instantly raising towering waves of thousands of meters. The waves converge from all directions. Qin Sheng, clear the path with explosives. Yes, Qin Sheng hurls a spherical bomb towards a wall of water. A loud explosion reverberates, yet the wall remains unscathed. Ice spikes sprout from the water wall, freezing a radius of 100 miles of ocean. Jing Hui and the others can only dodge incessantly as ice spikes rain down upon them, perilously close. Whoosh! A flash of crimson light streaks through, shattering the ice wall in an instant. In the sky above stands an enigmatic figure. The creature is severed in two. Jing Hui and his companions are left astounded by the scene before them. Is this power truly human? How could a mere mortal wield such strength after slaying the giant tortoise? The cloaked figure does not linger, vanishing into the shadows. Chapter 13. Cosmic Warriors. Who is this? You ask me, I ask whom? Jing Hui gazes at the unfolding scene, pondering. A single strike cleaves the serpent-like Huadu in two. You all should go ahead and choose your rooms. So soon. Jing Hui, what underwater villa, Captain? You are unaware. Jing Hui privately funded our wolf squad with 1 Dongmeng coin. Today, I am moving into a cozy abode with my blueprint. 100 million. Jing Hui, from this day forth, we are brothers. Henceforth, if you need anything, you can come to me. As long as I, Hu Lang, am able, I will not hesitate to traverse mountains of blades or seas of fire. Captain, your expression has changed rather swiftly. Just a few days ago, you mentioned wanting to settle the score with the pain of interception. Silly, I see your training has been insufficient. Previously it was 10 kilometers. And starting tomorrow, it will increase by 5 kilometers, or else no meals for you. Captain, this is personal vengeance. I shall report you. Go ahead, but your report must first be delivered to me. Qingjie, he is bullying me. You must stand up for me. Serves you right. Let it be, then. Tonight we shall have a splendid meal on my account. If anyone encounters difficulties, especially financial ones, you may seek my assistance. Sigh. The life of the wealthy is unimaginable. Get lost. Jing Hui, what was that creature just now? Was it a serpent or a tortoise? Su Jun, how rare. You actually spoke up first. Silly, be quiet. You talk too much. Yes, Qingjie. I shall immediately fall silent. Neither a turtle nor a snake, but rather a fusion of the two. I shall call it Shi Xian Wu. In the annals of human history, Xuanwu is merely a legendary creature, guardian of water resources. This entity embodies Xuanwu, though it is not as benevolent as the myths suggest. You do tend to ramble, but I'm just asking. You wretched girl, do you dare believe I'll pull your skirt off? I was wrong. In my view, there are 2 possibilities. The first is the theory of species consumption, wherein the colossal turtle devoured Xuanwu, resulting in mutation or evolution. The second is the gene fusion theory, suggesting that Xuanwu is the progeny of the giant turtle and the Titan python. Which of these is true remains uncertain. Truly, you are an expert. I have learned much from you, Qingjie. However, my primary concern lies with that enigmatic individual. Do you think we will one day become like him? I do not know. It is hard to say. It's time for dinner. Shiha will also be joining us. You all go ahead. I shall arrive later. Qingjie, let us prepare the meal today. Jing Hui, do come early. No, dear sister, I am not accustomed to such menial tasks. Jing Hui, I have discovered records pertaining to the energy within you, which is why I am here today. We are already aware of what you mentioned. They are cosmic warriors, wielders of powers that transcend nature. Traversing the interstellar realms, cosmic warriors have existed for millennia, primarily serving the military. When the army cannot resolve an issue, they intervene. Currently, there are approximately 10,000 cosmic warriors on Earth, with each legion comprising around 1,000 individuals. The one who acted previously was Major General Luoan of the 2nd Legion, known as the Bloodblade. This was initially a secret, But with the opening of the dark abyss, more dimensional beasts and formidable beings have arrived on Earth. And cosmic warriors will soon confront all of humanity. Does that mean every Legion commander is a cosmic warrior? Indeed. Is Shiha one of them? Yes. My dear, you are becoming increasingly exceptional. Jing Hui. Becoming a cosmic warrior is not a simple feat. Only a small fraction possess innate cosmic source power, while some opt for pharmaceutical activation. It is rare to encounter someone like you, especially one with such extraordinary spatial and temporal cosmic source powers, which is quite uncommon in the entire history of cosmic warriors. Jing Hui, I greatly admire you. I long to bear your children. Ahem, how do I harness this power? Patience, I will soon instruct you on its use. Cosmic warriors have ranks. Tell me, who is the strongest at present? The Emperor of the First Legion, the North Emperor of the Second Legion, and the God of Destruction of the Third Legion. These three are the only war gods of our Eastern Alliance. And it is their presence that has allowed the Dark Abyss to merely harass Earth for the past 2 centuries. However, now, dimensional beasts and formidable beings are emerging from all corners of the Earth. Hence the illegitimate child. A year has passed, and the child was just born, yet I lack the funds for formula. How old are you this year? 60. And your wife? 20. You rascal, truly an old fellow. How could you even consider a 20-year-old? Brother Jing Hui, if you fancy it, a 14 or 15-year-old would suffice. What 14 or 15? They are still minors. Do you think I am like you, an old lecher? It is simply that the younger the bride. 200,000 deducted. Jing Hui, how on earth did you discover this place? It is simply breathtaking. An underwater villa, constructed by a former wealthy individual, which I have renovated. You and Chung Kai should move in as well. So let us all be at ease. Please, everyone take a seat and do not be restrained. Yes, General, when it comes to consuming snake meat, I am quite the connoisseur. All right, silly, stop boasting before Lingjia. We all know you fear snakes the most. How dull. Can I pretend for a moment? Wife, take a bite. Is it good? Everyone, do not just stand there. Originally, Beibing City was already facing a food shortage, and now over 100 tons of snake meat have arrived. Enough to last a few days. However, the population here is far too numerous. One cannot divide it among so many. Thus we must trouble the Black Wolf squad to venture out in search of sustenance. Shinkai, do these boundary beasts have ranks as well? Indeed, we are currently facing only the lowest tier of boundary beasts. This Titan Python is but a level 1 beast. Surely not. A level 1 beast nearly obliterated our squad. How much more formidable are those beyond it? His hand wandering unconsciously to her leg. Had it been in the past, Shiha would have likely slapped him into next week. Wife, your legs are so long. Why have I never seen you in a skirt? If my wife were to don one, she would be the most beautiful fairy in the world, smooth talker, wishing to marry me. Your current status is woefully inadequate. One must possess strength. Then teach me. Dear wife, you must earnestly attune yourself to the source of power within your body, awakening it with intention. This source of power varies in intensity, with the forces of space and time being the most formidable, yet the most challenging to elevate. Feel it deeply, akin to the love you hold for me, Shiha, is it not? Boredom sets in as you gaze upon me. Shiha concentrates, manifesting a droplet of water in her palm, which then transforms into 2 humanoid figures, one being herself and the other, cascading forth to in an instant. This space halts, revealing shards of mirrored fragments. This is his ability. Jing Hui's palm swiftly coalesces into the shape of a bouquet, and in a fleeting moment, he meticulously carves the spatial fragments into the form of roses. I can do it, Jing Hui exclaims in ecstatic delight. Wife, this is for you. With a playful demeanor, he adds, this is merely the initial form. It still lacks refinement. Darling, may I steal a kiss? He implores. You know my desires. Yet you withhold from me. If I am tempted again, I fear I may not be able to preserve my fidelity to you. You dare, and I'll have you castrated, she retorts, yet she bends down to place a tender kiss upon Jing Hui's forehead.